Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and back at it again, folks. It is a terrific Tuesday night. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe, but we got NXT Spring Breakin' on tap tonight. It's going to be a fun one, so strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel-good, and we're going to figure all this out together. Welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Let's go. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream. This is NXT Spring Break-In, and this is the channel that just covers more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Folks, it's good to be back. We're happy to be on stream again. We got lots to talk about, lots to get into, lots of interesting things, lots of fun stuff, but a lot to kind of unfold from last night over the weekend, heading into the rest of this week. Definitely lots to get into. And who's going to take you on that fun journey? Well, it's going to be that pretty face and Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. I almost said aloha in the middle.
Hey, aloha you, aloha me.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream, Champions of the World, the Every Night Delight, KJ White, who can't get through his name.
Iron Man.
Yes, we couldn't go to the party, so we brought the party to you.
Party don't start till we walk in. So here
Facts,
we go.
My guy.
But yeah, ladies,
aloha spirit out here. We're fumbly bumbly out the gate.
Holy shit. Yeah. No, happy Tuesday to everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, we got lots to talk about, lots to get into. A big Raw last night. Lots happened. Lots to debate, lots to talk about. Plus some news coming out today as well. Not to mention all the other usual fun stuff, but we got a stacked card tonight. Lots of belts on the line, lots of intrigue going into Spring Break-In. Should be a fun one. Will we get a new NXT champion ahead of a draft? Will we get a new women's champion? We will find out. Maybe. But yeah, lots going on. Nick, how you doing? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Are you surprised that the first night, because they are doing it over the 2 weeks, that the first night of Spring Break-In seems like this much more stacked one? I didn't expect that we were getting Trick and Ilia on the first night, also paired with Roxanne, Tatum, and I almost said B. Priestley.
Bird Lady.
Bird Lady. I want to try and not say her name there. Lyra Valkyria.
There you go.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, no, I mean, I like it. I mean, again, I wonder how much the draft has an impact on this. How much the draft plays a role in the fact that they want to get some of these matches done and out of the way. Kind of like what we saw last night. We wondered if that was part of their strategy of like, well, we had a plan, but now we need to pivot. So yeah, I mean, I think because the second night of Spring Break-In is after the draft, so things could be vastly different for NXT going into next week.
Fair enough, but I mean, they only have 3 matches so far announced for next week, so it feels like there's going to be some stuff that happens tonight that carries over into next week here.
100%, absolutely 100%. I see that chat filling up. Get in there, folks. We always want to see triple digits live here in the chat. I know we got about 11 minutes before start time tonight, but get in there. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Check out all our stuff. We got so much coming your way. We're getting closer to our draft special. Like we said, the draft is on Friday. We will see how this plays a role in everything that's being booked up until right now.
Well, I think we can at least say definitively, especially, and I'm assuming the main event of Trick versus Ilja, this is the last match for at least one of those guys in NXT.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if the Dave Meltzer has any new opinions as this one happens. But we will figure it out. I mean, I think this is a good match. My money's on Trick. I think this is where it's been heading. I think Ilia is on his way up. Roxy, I'm not positive about yet, but she could be. So, yeah, I mean, a very intriguing night.
Yeah, I think Trick has to win this. Obviously, there's the whole stipulation of if he loses that he'll leave NXT, but we've talked about, is he the one that gets drafted or called up versus Ilja?
Yeah, we did talk about that, and I was thinking it, but an opening popped up on Imperium, and I find that very fishy.
I still want to question why you think that they're going to put him with Gunther instead of versus Gunther.
They will put him versus Gunther, but you start as friends. You start as imagine Imperium as a force with him, with Ilia involved. I think it's got a lot of strength. Now, I don't know if they're going to do it. I really don't. I'm not opposed to it because it starts the same way where he gets brought in as a friend, as a mercenary. He helps the cause. He helps Gunther win King of the Ring, and then there's issues between him and the King.
I'm very opposed to that idea, sir. I will just say that publicly. I'm opposed to that. The history that those two guys have had and everything.
But most people don't know it as far as their fan base.
They've had it in NXT. They've had it in NXT UK.
That's NXT. You haven't done it on the main roster. So you bring them in, you introduce them to everybody. They've seen them. They know them a little bit. They got a taste. But I don't see a problem with developing that story because eventually they're going to fight and they're going to.
But does he have to be beside him to develop that story then?
Not necessarily. It's just what else do you do? Like you just bring them in and have them have a bunch of matches. Again, I mean, this is a bit of a reach because I don't know that they're going to do it. It was just really coincidental that Eichner got kicked out last night. He might be on his way back down and Ilja might be on his way up. So just trying to connect those dots. But yeah, I think, ultimately we all want Gunther versus Ilja. But at the end of the day, I think this current WWE is very patient. They will take their time. They will slow play things. They will build that story. They will build that angle. And when we get it, it's going to be great.
It's great to be patient with the one thing that is never patient, and that is wrestling fans.
Oh my God, the wrestling fans suck. Wrestling fans, not you guys.
Not y'all wrestling fans. There's wrestling fans and there's wrestling fans.
The IWC was getting on my nerves all day today. Couldn't help it. Big topic of discussion today. I think the quicker one and the easier one to discuss is Cameron Grimes. And yeah, listen, I've been there. I've been having a good old day, minding my own business, and the phone rings, and it's the boss, it's the powers that be, and thank you for your services, Mr. White, but have a good life. Sometimes when it comes to big companies, you're just a number, and it sucks. It really does. But let's be clear about a few things. One, Cameron Grimes is not a future world champion. Two, again, it's unfortunate. I hate it. I think he's a great guy. He will do better to actually get out of catering and move on. And three, it's not Triple H's fucking problem.
Very valid and very blunt. I will say with that, especially that last statement.
Blunt is accurate.
Yeah, blunted, more accurate, I think. But yeah, it was good old Vinnie Mac that made Cameron Grimes shave his chest and get all funky and weird and everything like that. Yeah.
You think that's one of Vinny's kinks? He was all about men shaving men.
He's C. Montgomery Burns. I told you, shave those sideburns. But Cameron Grimes was very much underused, misused on that entire roster. And it's so interesting. It's kind of sad to see. I know, obviously, you did the video, and that's why everyone's very sad.
Heartbreaking.
Right. But how many of these people were really clamoring for Cameron Grimes until today? Valid question.
Yes.
I think it's one of those, though. He was so good at one point in NXT that we thought they were literally going to strap the goddamn rocket to him and really push him up and everything. And then it got all funky. And there's nothing saying that this guy, especially now with the lay of the land in pro wrestling, that he doesn't go to an AEW, that he doesn't go back to TNA as Trevor Lee, that he doesn't go over to New Japan and make his name that way and everything. There's so many other big opportunities that you can go to and show up and show out, because that's what the show's about.
100%. I mean, he has all those opportunities, and he's not, again, I think I would rather be the athlete that gets an opportunity to move on and do certain things. Cameron Grimes to AEW, great. He'll get great opportunity, but he'll be lost in the shuffle having, matches with fucking nobodies or dropping, L's to OC. Like, I mean, again, let's be realistic. And it's the same thing we saw with some of the other, I can't believe Zion quit. Like, relax, guys. They're a big company and they can't keep everybody. People get mad that they're hoarding talent. You can't not hoard the talent and keep them all at the same time. they are making room. They need to sign Drew McIntyre. They need to sign Becky. They need to sign Seth.
Whatever KJ just dropped.
They need to re-sign for that shit. They have budgetary responsibilities, and I know we hate it. And again, I'm not defending the big company, the big corporation. And again, it was heartbreaking. He talks about his dad. One of the last things he ever told his dad was, "I signed with the WWE." 5 years later, he's out of the WWE. He loves the WWE. And listen, I got my dad's in the hospital for over a month now, and it resonates. Like, I was teary-eyed listening to this man's heartfelt speech. You want to see him come back. You want to see him doing well. I thought maybe they could send him back down to NXT and get more out of him, but look at all the talent they have. Let them go. Let them prosper.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's really the thing, is there's how many people even on that are on the top of the card right now that have left WWE, reestablished themselves, really elevated, then they come back with an even higher price tag with the one that they got released on, and are instantly in main events or towards the top of the cards, etc.
Yeah, like this whole idea that they dropped the ball. In chat, we see you and we'll get to you. We got about 4 minutes. We'll get to you, and then we'll talk a little Becky Lynch at some point. But yeah, man. I mean, again, it's sad, it's tragic, it's heartbreaking. But you land on your feet, and anybody who's been rejected or knocked down, or told you weren't good enough, or you didn't have what it took to make your dream come true. I mean, again, it's heartbreaking. You get your heart ripped out of your chest, but he'll bounce back. And that was the message he gave at the end of that speech was, you can't stop me now. The chains are off. I can do whatever I want. And I hope he kills it. I really do.
And you've seen even prime examples of people that have done that currently. Mustafa Ali is probably the best example and the best comparable of a guy that, all right, now I'm a free agent. Now I can go here, there, and everywhere, and I can have a banger match here. I can have a great match there. I can go and wrestle that guy. The comeback's always better than the get back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, we've all been through our things, but this whole idea that, what would you have Cameron Grimes doing right now? Fighting who? LA Knight, fighting Logan Paul, fighting Roman Reigns. What big booking did we miss with Cameron Grimes? Cameron Grimes versus Dom Mysterio? Maybe.
He would need some build on the main roster, but I could see him going back into NXT and say if he was like in a feud with Trick, because we assume Trick's winning the title tonight. I could kind of see that. I could believe it. But then again, it depends on the price tag of what you're paying for the wrestler and everything. Like, that's the thing. It sucks to see anyone ever lose their job in any sort of situation. But at the same time, it is unfortunately the nature of the beast a bit. I don't want to, sir. I don't know if that was an offer, but I'd prefer not to.
Fucking playoffs.
I've never heard a Canadian complain about hockey.
It's not just hockey. It's basketball. It's baseball. It's all the shit turned away.
Fair enough. Well, we'll get the chat out of the way here. I'll get the chat out of the way.
Let's say hello to the chat. That's a great idea.
You Potter, I'll go through the chat here. As Jordan's becoming a member, thank you very much, sir. Remember, we do have the super chats, the super stickers, the memberships, all that to make sure you get your comment read. Everything is. Bradley's out here too, becoming a member for 6 months. This will be the last show for some of them. I think Ilia. The Roxanne one's a bit interesting. I think maybe she could be there next week and drops the title then.
Do you think they are fans enough of Lyra and what she did to move her up?
No, I don't think there's anyone. Roxanne's the only one in this match I think that you can move up. If anything, I think Roxanne, them putting the belt back on Roxanne outside of helping her, it shows that they recognize that Lyra needs to kind of establish herself. Maybe we fast tracked her a little too much.
Maybe. Absolutely. But King Jordan is a member. Good to see you, Damien, Alexis, C Money, Bradley, our new prediction champ. Rocco, how you doing? C Money, Scott, Grinch is in the house. What's up, Grinch? See if we can make your heart grow a little bit tonight. Dale, how you doing? Scott, John, Richard, back with us. TJ Hook, I see ya. Sherry's in the house. There's TJ.
Wait, why would Trick not be eligible for the draft?
Yeah, I don't know. Who said that?
John, I believe. We don't have to fully stop on it, but he said something about Trick not being eligible for the draft, which I do not recall.
Yeah, I don't know how that would apply, but I am going live right now.
Yes. I have forever.
I have commercial break in progress.
Okay, I will.
Pause.
Yes, I will. If I can find my pause button, I paused on together. When we are together, you will know.
There you go. There you go.
Sherry, what up? Shouting out Dale. Propunzo, let down your comments.
Right.
And the moon will shine at TNA. I think he's going 100%. He's got an open invitation, I think, to go back there.
Yeah.
Him versus Zigglypuff, him versus Nick Nemeth. There you go.
There's options. And again, he's not a bad wrestler. I'm a big fan. I just, being realistic,
Right.
Together.
There.
Acknowledge us. What's up, MDB? How you doing? Liam, welcome back. Good to see you. We go right to a draft logo. And there's Pierce.
And I'll acknowledge y'all if y'all acknowledge us, to make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Absolutely. As we got Pierce, Aldis, and the belly button.
Hey, it's covered up. Why is Aldis on a giant TV monitor here?
He didn't want to go to Florida.
Apparently. Well, he's got to be there for SmackDown.
What's up, Eric? What's up, Kyle? So how does this work?
I'm not sure here. Antoine, if Trick wins, title, Ilia gets drafted. Same show as Gunther. See. Okay. See, Boston's got the navel update for us. I can't see Ava's belly button.
No, it's just midriff. Why can't you just wear a full-length shirt? Why
does she own one? Does she own one?
Like, are you just tall and you have trouble finding shirts?
Yes, probably. Like, bro, she's out here looking Pierce eye to eye, my guy. She's tall.
Pierce is in a fucking suit with a tie. The other guy's got a jacket and a button-up. This lady's wearing fucking cargo pants and a crop top. Why?
Because crop top.
What did they just establish there?
I don't know. We were too busy talking, but I've got Trick on my screen right now.
What's up? There's Ilia looking sharp. Let Ava be sexy.
I never thought I'd have to defend Ava Rain this much against you.
I don't get it. Oh, look, the Soul brought her surfboard for the beach brawl.
I wish that they could do something, and I know obviously they always do it at good old Full Sail and everything. But if they did something like Bash at the Beach, where you had like the actual pool around the ring and everything.
Yeah,
remember
right?
when Kevin Nash jumped in? Yeah, I think it'd be great if they did something like that.
It would be nice to go back to like I know it didn't go so well when WCW did it, but going out to the beach and actually, Bash at the Beach had a purpose. It meant something.
Why so Ruca got a surfboard? Well, it's a no DQ match that she's in.
She's in a beach brawl.
When you're at the beach, you brawl with surfboards, my guy.
Right? So she's a surfer girl. Oh, we're opening with the women's title match, guys.
If you're not last, you're first. You go out, show up and show out, because that's what the show is about. The audience hasn't seen any other wrestling, so they, are going to pop for everything.
Lyra, I feel like Lyra should be like a fantasy villain, like a witch, like on like a big pop for Tatum Paxley.
Sorry, she's gotten over, my guy. So Dave Meltzer, respectfully, suck it.
I hope she wins just to piss Meltzer off.
I can't wait when Trick wins. If I wasn't blocked by him, I'd be like, how's them apples, Dave?
Right. Roxy with the biggest pop, though.
I mean, come on. She's so pretty much. She's mini AJ Lee, but she's 100% established herself as the top female on NXT.
Right.
How long she's on NXT is different.
Yeah, so this one is these matches are hard to call tonight. I'm gonna go Paxley for fun.
Oh,
fuck you, Dave Meltzer.
Right. I mean, kind of. I could honestly, I'd have her number 2 on my draft board here. I think Roxanne wins, and maybe we get a debut tonight or a return or anything like that. That sets up another title defense next week. She might be one that gets drafted and then drops the title the next week.
Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, Beach Brawl is going to happen later. Spring Breakin is happening right now. Make sure you get in that chat. Be a friend. Tell a friend. We want to see these numbers go through the roof. Drop that link. Let everyone know we're live. It's going to be a fun one here tonight, and already starting with a world title match, which I'm very happy with.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got Tatum Paxley out here in her best Harley Quinn cosplay, taking on Lyra and Roxanne, and we got Cake by the Ocean, my guy. We got Cake by the Ocean.
Cake by the Ocean. That should be a song.
It is.
Is it actually Cake by the Ocean?
Yeah, it's close. Yeah, if you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you ain't got to be mad at it.
Right. Paxley Paulin for the win. Bird Lady for the win. No DQ match. MDB 999. I don't know why.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know.
You channeled your inner Gunther.
Dude, it was a long Tuesday. That's all I'm saying.
Apparently.
Dave Meltzer has terrible opinions. Among other things, yes.
He has an outdated opinion and an outdated personality.
Yeah, he's just ridiculous.
Yes. He was going to the moon.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's going to the moon now.
Well, no, I was talking about Cameron.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. I mean, Meltzer's just on the moon mentally, so
absolutely,
that's what my brain meant.
Well, yeah, right now all three women are battling it out. Roxy's in control.
Just broke up the pin. It's her and Lyra squaring off here. Right. I hope we don't get too much of that, though, with this triple threat of I always am not a big fan of when we get it just becomes a singles match and the other person just kind of F's off for a little while.
Yeah. Is there really no beaches in Orlando? I'm going to be there soon. Is there no beaches, bro? Serious?
How are there no beaches when it's the peninsula of the U.S.? How the is that a thing?
Yeah, how did Orlando miss out?
Right? Is it landlocked? Watch it be some land like it's like in the middle of Florida or something. It's not even on the coast.
The world needs a beach. What are we serious? What's up, Jake? How you doing?
See money saying clean your office. Oh, Craig, what up? Well, you sometimed. What? What did the Komodo dragon Dave Meltzer say? He said that he hates Tatum's gimmick because he hated Alexa when she did it and everything, which I think it's entirely different.
It is. And Roxy just chucked Lyra off the turnbuckle, going to the top.
Right.
Cross body on Paxley, rolling through, though. We got a 2.
Right. Orlando is in the middle of state, so that's what.
There you go. There you go. My Canadian ass just learned something. Thank you, Easy Babe.
Fair enough.
World's biggest McDonald's, though. Let's fucking go.
Are you just Googling facts right now about Orlando?
No, I already did.
Oh, what the? As
Central Florida.
Tatum dumps Roxanne onto the outside as we go to commercial break here.
And don't go swimming in the swamps. Y'all have dinosaurs. Gotcha.
Yeah, still. The size of one, at least.
Right, Curtis, how you doing? What's up, family? Welcome back, sir. Good to see you as we go into the first commercial break. Rolling along, triple threat for the women's title tonight. Not a bad start.
No, not at all. Interesting that this is the start, but I mean, with it also having to go with the world title shot, I think it makes sense for it to go on first.
Yeah, nice bookends to the show for sure tonight. But speaking of women's title, Becky Lynch is your new women's champion. We didn't get to this in the pre-show, Nick, but very controversial, might not be the right word, but very divisive decision to give her the belt.
It's divisive to trolls, thoughts, twats, and simps. That's what's divisive to, honestly, at this point, because I understand if you thought, maybe they should have gone with Liv or whatever, but to sit there and go at this, and I've seen Becky Hogan was trending on Twitter and everything. Everyone was calling her Becky Hogan because it's her 7th time as champion and everything. She was the most credible person that could have walked out of that being champion. I mean, we were talked about it on Raw. If you're winning that title out of a battle royal, not the best way to win a title and be the new champion. She just was in the WrestleMania feud with Rhea, and we've already seen Becky go down to NXT, get over Tiffany, work with her. She 100% could do that with Liv. I think she might have done it with somebody else, with Lyra actually a bit in NXT as well. You have Liv challenge her for the belt, and when she goes over Becky, Liv looks a lot stronger of winning the belt off of Becky than she's won it out of a battle royal. It's like winning a fucking prize out of a cereal box.
Yeah, again, wrestling fans don't want wrestling to be a certain way, and when they kind of get what they don't want, they pout real fucking hard. People who think that Becky was the boring choice, a lot of people were thinking it was going to be Liv. Becky deserves it. Becky's a veteran. Your stars are at the top of the pile. Like, hey, I'm going to spoiler alert for everybody. When Charlotte comes back, she's going after the belt. She's going to have another title reign. It's just the way it is. The top talent get it. Liv, to me, I'm not ready for her to carry the division. And again, I'd rather, like you said, and like I said last night, which people apparently didn't get, you want Liv to build. She's on a revenge tour. If her revenge tour ended in a battle royal last night, it's dead in the water. It's a sitting duck. It's done. So you let her almost win, and the revenge tour continues. Now she needs revenge on Becky. And when she gets it, all the Liv Morgan marks can be very happy. But Becky can carry this for now.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. Which situation does Liv feel stronger coming out of? She wins the title in a battle royal to where she wasn't the most prominent person featured in that, battle royal. Christ, you could say Chelsea Green was more featured than Liv was. Yeah. So is it that one, or that she goes, and I'll wrap it up on this, or that she goes over Becky and wins the title that way? You just 100%. Beat Becky Lynch, Becky Hogan, and everything with that. You toppled the Hogan, so there.
Yeah, and people need to really remove their head from their asses. John Cena, multiple champion. Ric Flair, multiple championships. Charlotte Flair, multiple championships. One after the other. Randy Orton. That's how you build a legacy, is you get in these spots. And remember, Becky didn't phone in and say, hey, I got to win this belt. She was on her way out to vacation. Her husband was getting surgery. Her kid didn't have, they had to get the nanny, but she had to leave her family because the WWE asked her. And they asked her because of who she is. And they were building a story between Liv and Rhea, just went to shit. Now you can tell almost the same story with Becky instead.
Absolutely. Let's not forget, Becky was on the other side of Rhea's feud at WrestleMania. So, I mean, pretty much, if we were going by even a ranking system, that would make her probably close to the top.
Yeah. And again, just because Liv's cute doesn't mean she's fucking the business and she can carry this division. I don't know that she can. And the last time she tried, nah.
We'll see as we're back in action, as Roxanne just breaks up the pin off the, I believe, a fisherman suplex from Lyra. And this has been take a couple moves, take a bump, roll out so I can fight with this person. Excuse me.
I thought it was pretty back and forth. I've been liking it. I thought
you said that as literally Lyra just kicked out and then rolls out, so now we can get Roxanne.
Right before the break, you had the one jump up, and now both women are getting elbows. All three of them are there. I don't know what you're missing.
I'm apparently behind you then.
All three are in the ring, drop toe hold into a...
Yes, I'm now this thing called behind you, sir.
That's so weird.
Yeah. I got Roxanne going for a pin.
I like it. I like it.
2 out.
It's funny because since you said there's only 2, it's been all 3 people.
Yeah.
Breaks up the pin. Timing is everything. What's up, Brandon? How you doing? Does it make sense that Strickland versus Kyle Fletcher title eliminator? No.
On a side random note here, I wanted to bring up, I know Rocco commented earlier and I had seen it and I thought it was interesting because I saw it earlier in the day. Did you know that the same ref that counted the pinfall when Swerve won the NXT North American title was the same ref that counted as 3 when he won the AEW title?
I didn't until Rocco said it, or
fair enough.
Whoever said it.
Yes. No, I just thought it was a nice little weird Easter egg.
Oh, another 2 count.
All right. Well,
It makes sense now. Liv can win big in France. I agree.
let me know when you get Roxanne going from off the ropes into a head scissors.
Okay. Roxanne with a handful of hair. Forearm exchange.
Yeah. Then they
Working back.
Irish whips in the rope.
Oh, big slap. What is she doing? The Lisa Simpson.
I'm gonna just keep swinging this, and if you happen to get hit,
there you go. Head scissor. Oh no, reversal into a suplex.
Yep, there we go.
Lyra on fire. Here comes Tatum to eat one too. Oh, she blocks it. Oh, rolls through into the boot.
Right. Oh, where was it? Boss had a good one. I just noticed Nick's wearing the go-to dad shirt for a cruise trip to Hawaii. Absolutely. That's why we got the aloha look out here.
Right. It blends in a little with
trust me, I know.
Oh,
camouflage.
Paxley with the pump handle, whatever the fuck that was.
Like pump handle angle slam.
Going to the top. The crowd's going crazy. They want this.
Yeah, is that a simp for a simp? If Liv lost, 450.
Oh no, Roxanne with the steal.
Rolls for
Roxy.
1, 2, 3.
And still your woman's champion, Roxy, steals it. Nice finish to that match.
Absolutely. Is it crazy? I was going to say, is it going to be a simp for a simp of Liv lost and Tatum wins? But yeah.
Right. No, but I mean, now I'm wondering, does Lyra Valkyria get drafted and Roxy play out a feud with Tatum?
No, you need to play this out between. I could see where we get Tatum versus Lyra exclusively singles match next week.
450. Tatum.
That was just such a smooth transition of she just creeps in and then just whoop.
Yeah, no, nice finish to the match. Right, get the average leverage of the human being under her when she's trying to kick out. Well played. I like that match. Hell of a match.
And now, but it's going to be interesting. Roxanne's still got the belt. Does she get drafted up and then she's got to drop it, vacate it? Does she lose it next week? Anything?
Right. As we're going to Twitter for wrestlers reacting to the draft or potential draft.
Yeah, they're keeping their eyes on all the brands here because, anybody could end up anywhere because NXT is included in this as a third brand.
Yes. Now, I just don't know how their selection process, like, are they getting picks? If so, how does it work? Do they have to, pick out of a pool?
Do they just do like the random? Did you hate whatever they did the draft? It was just that random thing. It'd be like, and it just, John Cena has been drafted to Raw and SmackDown in the same show. Jim Ross is now on SmackDown. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was like the 2013 draft where it was like a series of matches that won randomized picks for your team.
Yeah, that's always bad too.
It did not go well. And it was just like, why would you do this at random?
Right. As we're backstage in the women's locker room.
Yeah, and the squeaky clean crew of Thea Hale, Fallon, and Kalani are having a chit chat.
Yeah, but you can still even see Jada in the back there. And then too, you've got Maddie Rinkowski, who's just smiling and happy to be there. Oh,
she was getting amped up. She was irritated. I thought she was
crying. Yeah. No, she wasn't emotional. She was emotional in a different way. I'm about to knock this squirrel out.
I'm like, did she just get her walking papers? What happened?
Literally live on air. Could you get imagine?
Right.
That's a terrible thing to laugh at. But we just went to 11 here.
That didn't take long. So it looks like we're going to get Jackson taking on Fallon.
Right.
As the D'Angelo family coming to the ring. Hey.
Good paisans here.
Stugats. My favorite word.
Cat fight. Miss Parker. Absolutely.
Right.
Coming down with the Vegas.
This one kills me.
Hey, that's your crush there. You're so focused on what she's
I'm
wearing.
looking up in the tree, going, pull your shirt down.
Put me down. Pick you
Put
up.
me down. Put me down. Listen, lady.
You gotta look up to her like this. Listen,
I have
lady, I'm
standards,
looking your midriff right eye to eye right now. Put some goddamn clothes on.
If you don't cover it up, I'm just gonna fucking
No, moving on.
NWA is still out there. Damn near death, though.
They're on the sniff support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so crazy how they really were climbing, and then that moment happened right around when they had the CW deal and everything, and now you hear no one talking about them.
Yeah, no, just went quiet.
Maybe not a bad idea. Just
for the draft now.
Put your head down. Yeah.
Lyra really good. I just don't understand why they can't get her over. It's that connecting with the crowd. She's a good wrestler. She does really well in the ring. Not the best of personalities. Now, Tatum's brought out some personality in her. I think it's just going to take a little time for her to kind of come out of her shell. And she's very golem-ish.
What the did you just say?
Very golem-ish.
I thought that's what you said. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I had a stroke or not. But yeah. No, it's what is Lyra's personality? Cacaw? That's all I really know as her personality. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing to connect to outside of she's just good in the ring. That's great, but I need more.
Right. Yeah, I spent enough time caring about who holds the belt anyway, Richard. At the end of the day, I really don't care all that much who holds do the title. Just don't care about Becky. Yeah, I don't know what the issue with Becky is. But again, if it was like when Charlotte was cleaning up, everyone hated Charlotte. Do we just hate whoever's doing good? Is anybody like, oh, you're the best? You suck. Like,
fair. Well,
when was the last time Becky had a bad match?
I was going to go into a transition of people talking about people who suck, and well, I guess talking about people who have had bad matches. Luan out here saying everyone talking about Becky Hogan. What about Jericho or Jera Hogan?
Yeah. Again, Becky doesn't use any clout to be, hey, look, I wanna win the battle royal, guys. They called her, like, listen, can you please come back? Rhea's fucked up. We need you. We'll give you the belt. We're gonna transition it. Yeah. Jericho, on the other hand, hey, Tony, guess what I want to do today?
Yeah, but these are the same people that have been saying how Becky's so great as a, performer, as a wrestler and everything. She's arguably the best out of the women's 4 horsewomen and all of that. And yet now, because you can have that. We'll argue at some point about that. But now because she won the belt, everybody's all, I'm sick of her. She's, all like she wasn't out here just having incredible matches and everything. Meanwhile, Chris Jericho is having concession stand, please retire matches.
Yeah. And things are wonderful in addition to it, right? Like, again, and listen, this is what a fan base is supposed to do. Like, you're allowed to debate, who you like more. If you don't like Becky, that's fine. If you don't like Liv, that's fine.
Right.
And that's one thing for sure, because again, no matter who the champion is, if Liv won last night, there would have been a contingent of fans who said she sucks. She had to win it in a battle royal. Like, she's not even that good. She's just cute.
Why they give it the belt to her? She injured Rhea. Yeah.
Right. So Boston, kudos to this comment. Love it. Yeah, Schitt's Creek's not far. There you go. Facts.
Fair enough.
Lyra looks like Winnie Cooper from Wonder Years. Taking me back.
But yeah, you can not like the wrestler and just not be into him or whatever, but to go into that whole avenue of like acting like, Becky's the one who booked herself to go over in that match. She sat there and said, oh, I'm losing the battle royal. Doesn't work for me, brother. Yeah. No, she'd much rather be out there. Seth's on recovery. She's doing a book tour and everything. Like you said earlier, she was in full John Moxley vacation, spring breaking mode and everything. And now I got to be the head of this division.
Yeah, again. And I think they realize that Liv they're trying to tell a story for Liv, and Liv winning last night ends that story. That's the end. She finished the story. High five, Liv. But then who does she get revenge on?
Valid. As we're getting a debut vignette here.
A minute. I honestly thought it was out the mud.
I thought it. You said it.
So strong, but yet so smooth. So right now we're getting a video package for a new tag team. Tyrell and I'll let you know.
I'll tell you what, they look intimidating as shit, though.
Yeah, but they look like JTG and Chad. Coming to NXT, beefy boys.
They out here stomping them in them Timberlands. So, I mean, I can't be mad at it as a New York dude and everything. I can't be mad at, a couple of beefy boys out here stomping mud holes in Timberlands.
Oh, the Creeds are back with Ivy. Oh, they're here just because the main event is awesome.
What the fuck? This is so. What are we just having like nostalgia tour of recently called up?
Right. We still think we're getting a heel turn from these guys? Join Gable?
Need to. And Gable was out here just spitting that hot fire. There's 5 rappers that Chad Gable likes, and they're Gable. Dylon. That man was just roasting everybody out there.
Yeah. And and they're just a little too vanilla. So heel turn with Chad kind of at the helm probably does well for them.
He'd be the one that does a lot more of the talking. Not saying that they're bad on the mic or whatever, but like you said, they're a little, bland vanilla wallpaper paste.
Yeah.
So maybe you get Gable out there who really is going into the heel shtick, and we've seen is at least good on the mic. He got shush over. So have him be kind of the mouthpiece, and those two are the ones that will fuck you up.
Yeah. Well, even his little promo last night, I mean, as out comes the Quarter Pounder crew.
Yeah, where's the burger talk and everything like that we had last night here that just make us hungry on stream?
Yeah, with Chief McCheese coming out. They're going to take on the family tonight.
Now, this was brought up and we missed it because we were hosting and talking and everything like that. So their whole promo segment last week where we had, a homie in the center doing this and we had a woman on her phone because it was so enthralling.
Yeah.
Was Tony talking about he got rid of Drew Gulak. He kind of fixed that problem.
Is that how they write it into the show?
But that's the interesting thing is that's what it seems to be, but it's still, I guess, TBD.
Mm-hmm. And we are off and brawling, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Dempsey and Tony D'Angelo in the ring as we've got everybody else fighting on the outside here. So, folks, give us your predictions if you haven't done so. Are you taking the no quarter catch crew, the quarter pounder with cheese crew, taking on the family, Tony D'Angelo and the gang?
You pay me my money. All right.
Family for the win. I had a quarter pounder tonight. Pause. Burger after burger after burger.
As they remind us tomorrow, we get a little bit of speed and not just dynamite.
Whoa, now. Whoa.
The family for the win. The new Alpha Academy. By any means necessary. Dun, dun.
Mm-hmm. No, it'll be the new it'll be Perk Gable and greatest tag team.
Right. As we get a tag, in comes Stacks. Kemp on the receiving end of the family at the moment.
Right.
Not even sure who the face is here or the heel.
Tony then are the faces.
Okay, because this is a little bit of a hodgepodge for me, and I have no interest in the quarter pound crew.
This is not very much your regularly scheduled programming on NXT here, I feel.
Right. Gulak sleep with the fishes tonight. Someone said Finn Balor needs to wait 3 more years to get a world championship match. Who said that?
Well, whoever did, tell them they're wrong.
Probably.
Yeah, because I feel like we talked about this, and you especially brought it up last night with Finn versus Damien becoming a thing.
Yeah, and I think it wrote itself. It's right there. You can easily have that rivalry. It doesn't have to be a long-standing rivalry, but I think Finn's heelish enough and good enough that you will get some really good payoffs if they go kind of toe-to-toe, and maybe it's a Money in the Bank match. Maybe it's at SummerSlam. I don't know if it goes that long or that late, but it's got legs. I mean, for sure.
Right. Drew is becoming a catchphrase machine. He's just on a different level in his career right now.
Yeah, he's cooking. He's absolutely cooking. Unlike any other time in his career, he's just got it. He just found that sweet spot, and he just keeps tapping it.
It feels like it's the most authentic him, and that's what's best. It is best Drew McIntyre right now. Again, all hell breaks loose.
Family Clearinghouse. It looks like a commercial break spot coming.
Yep. Why Crusifino halfway looks like he doesn't fit out here. I mean, everybody else has got halfway matching gear, and he looks like he's, Enzo and Big Cass's cousin.
Right? He's the lawyer. He's wearing his slacks. Oh, shit. Yeah. Everyone down.
Damon Kemp just flying through everybody. So that's going to be your commercial spot, I assume.
Yep.
As Damon Kemp goes flying through everybody. So no quarter pound crew, no quarter catch crew right now in control.
Right. Here we go. Ronald, Grimace, and Birdie. I think of Dempsey as Mary McCheese. I'm not going to lie.
The family that fries together stays together.
I like it. Fallon Henley versus Jada Parker. Yeah, saw that coming. Jada had a little meltdown. Didn't like the baby faces being the baby faces.
Yeah. Did they officially add that tonight, or is that next week?
I think it's tonight.
Okay. No, I'm not.
I don't know. I'm with you.
Fair enough.
The family will win, says Brandon Bean. Roxanne Perez cheated. Somebody needs to take the title off her. Welcome, Richard. Welcome.
You always know when Rich is in the chat because it's makes you question, did I see what I saw or did he see what I saw? What happened here? What's the disconnect? Where did she cheat? She rode through.
Right.
Where's the cheating even? Like, there's no DQ in a triple threat. There's no legal person syndrome. So where's the cheating?
Yeah. Come on now. The family wins the match and Tony gets a Heritage Cup shot next week. Okay. World champion to Heritage Cup champion. Okay.
That's a thing. Okay.
It could happen.
Yeah, but the Heritage Cup's like that pure wrestling championship like ROH has and everything.
So a little
Do you
unexpected.
really think Tony D'Angelo is the guy that wrestles like that?
The street brawler,
grapple style.
Yeah, right. He's more the brawler, the boss, that kind of guy. So a little interesting. I will admit.
Yeah. Well, you'll be excited about this, Damon. Well, breaking news: Kenny Omega returns to Dynamite May 1st. Yes, they said that when they are in Winnipeg for Dynamite May 1st, that Kenny will make an appearance.
Yeah, they want Kenny there. We don't know how healthy he is or what he'll be able to contribute to the show. But obviously being in Winnipeg obviously makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, good on it. I think the company needs Kenny back. I really do. As much as I've learned that, like, Kenny's the one guy out of the group. I'm like, you're all right. You're all right, bro.
He has a fucking head about him. That's the thing is we've been at this. I've been Kenny Stan this whole time and everything. And you had your questions and valid, but I think he's really kind of a missing ingredient right now in AEW, and especially with everything they've got cooking. He's a nice little bit of spice. And now I believe he's still going to have the surgery and everything, at least from what I've heard. So he's probably still out for a hot minute.
Yeah, it feels like he's not ready yet. And again, I don't know the full ins and outs of diverticulitis. So I don't know what the process is or what the healing time from the surgery would be. I just want to see the guy be healthy, to be honest. But the company, I said it when he first got hurt or first got sick. You know, that's a big loss for AEW, and I stand by that.
Well, absolutely. I mean, Christ, if you could have Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, and Swerve Strickland's kind of your main event scene right now, sign me up for that.
And you still got Maxwell floating around, which, I mean, mixed reports right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that kind of needs to be a thing. It's surprising that this was initially going to be the free agency 2024 of Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and there's been nothing but at most murmurs.
It's very interesting. Now, again, it's I think partly quiet because he's
on the shelf.
Yeah, and he's locked up. I think he's locked up, and I mean,
I'd still you fucking kayfabe it.
Yeah, but I don't get the purpose of it, right? Like, I don't get what you benefit from having one of your stars pretend that he doesn't want to be there. Like, I don't know what the payoff there is. He's not going to have a match with Tony.
But I think everything that they've done past that promo has started to put nails in the coffin of that whole thing. So I see 100% what you're saying. Yeah. I think that then you could have, it worked enough. That could have been when you shifted him babyface, what have you, and say in a perfect world, maybe you get him anti-elite, what have you, you get him versus Kenny or some shit. Right. But yeah, now it's kind of, that's dead in the water. I don't think that they'd want to highlight that. So that's valid.
Right. I would say happy birthday to John Cena. Pun intended. Welcome back, Brahma.
Right. Well, he's saying, but I can't see him. Regular cable TV does suck nothing but reality shows now. Well, that's why you got us, my guy. You just watch us on the tubes of you.
It's not even reality. That's the saddest part of it all.
We're living in the Matrix, folks.
Facts. Sam Hoyt. Sorry.
Ooh, no, you're good.
Heritage
I was just letting Clay know the same thing. You got us. You can watch us. But sorry, Sam.
Not a problem. Not a problem. The Heritage Cup has been contested under British rounds, which have been around since World War I. Yes, it has, 100%. And it did have more of that kind of cruiserweight definitely technical feel to it. So, yeah, we saw Briggs get a shot at it. But I kind of liked what they were doing with almost like not calling it a cruiserweight division, but a little guy division.
Can we kind of maybe say that Noam Dar was the best Heritage Cup champion so far?
Shut up. Probably.
Am I wrong? Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Right? You're not wrong. Big spine buster.
You're not wrong. I'm not wrong. You just don't want to hear it.
Kemp comes in for the save and stomps his partner.
Oh,
chop block on Tony.
Well, we'll try this thing again.
Slingshot, suplex, neck breaker. 1, 2. Wow, Tony gets his shoulder up late. Here comes Mary McCheese.
Jay Stone, what up?
What's up, Jay Stone? I wonder if Fallon gets a call up. She wrestled for years before NXT, and she feels nowhere near a title right now. Again, I do think there might be, we got it before, and again, new regime, but a couple people we don't expect. And if they see something in somebody, hopefully they don't ruin them, but like a Fallon might surprise us.
I think, though, you could see theoretically a logjam in Roxanne Perez move out of NXT, and that would, I think, open a spot to where Fallon is up there contending for the title. I mean, Tiffany's already out of there. So
as we get Tony D with the 1, 2, 3, and still your Goomba.
All right, now I gotta try and catch you. Well, no, I was behind you, and then I got ahead of you, and yeah.
2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Tony wins. Did I mention I would sing and Adriana was at the dinner and call her the next day?
There you go. There you go.
solid 6-man match. Not bad, not bad. I admit I wasn't overly invested in it, but it wasn't a boring match or a bad match. I just don't care.
Fair enough. You got Tony and them arguing with, now we got a at WWE. So we're setting up the digital exclusive and everything from the other day to where this is how we got to Baron Corbin and Lexus King. Are you there?
I got Tony D talking schmack.
All right. Let me know when you get Baron Corbin getting his picture.
You want the cup? Come get the cup. So Tony D going to go after the cup at WWE yesterday. As Baron Corbin. Who's Baron Corbin with? Oh,
photographer.
Okay.
I guess. Or I don't know man's names.
Jinder versus Hook. I do it. Let's go.
So we're getting Lexus giving Baron a gift basket.
Oh. Are we going to get Corbin versus Lexus?
Yes, I believe that has been announced for tonight.
Okay.
Showing everybody that missed it of why we're getting Corbin versus Lexus, which I was going to say was interesting that Lexus hasn't been more prominent-ish, I feel, on NXT.
He quite hasn't got it yet. That's, I think, the issue with Lexus. Now, again, with a draft and an influx and people moving around, maybe he moves up. Him being in something with Baron Corbin might help him. He hasn't been great. He hasn't like uber impressed me in or out of the ring. And this might mean Corbin staying in NXT.
That'd be interesting. Because I wonder if they kind of move the Wolf Dogs up together here. But could you see Lexus versus Trick? That's the thing, is now I'm trying to think of who would be Trick's next feuds once he wins. Where are we going after that?
Dijak.
Now watch, he's gonna not win, and I'm gonna be all
right,
fucking thrown off.
As OTM coming out next.
Jada Parker out here just fine.
Yeah, Jada's gonna take on Fallon. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
KJ Nick, could you see Baron Corbin getting called up with Braun Breaker? Yeah, I mean, you talked about it and thought maybe you get the Wolf Dogs together. I don't know. I mean, right now it looks like Braun might be on his way up and Corbin might be starting something new down here.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad fit because, I mean, Corbin's really this has almost been best Corbin a bit here while he's been in NXT. Yeah. At least best Corbin of recent memory.
I would be perfectly fine, especially in a tag team division that needs some love. Baron Corbin and Braun breaking in as a tag team. Braun eventually outgrows Baron. You see how that plays out. And I think that would work. I think it might help, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. I agree with that sentiment, but I was talking about what you said of if Baron stayed in NXT while Braun went up. And I was saying how Baron in NXT's kind of really found himself a bit. Like this has been a little bit of best Baron Corbin in recent memory in NXT. So him down there, and if he is like you were saying of something with Lexus King, of even if he is say a guy that goes at Trick or whatever, like I was asking about who goes Trick go at.
Corbin against Trick would be interesting.
Right. So with this draft especially coming up, you might see a little bit of that veteran influx. Like Natalya is probably signed, sealed, delivered to NXT.
Yeah, 100%. I think you have an opportunity to, I don't know, we're really shuffling the deck. And like I said, Corbin is Corbin's a veteran. Corbin's done well. And that's partly why I said, maybe just like, kind of the idea you had is leave them together. It's working for Corbin again. We'll see if he goes back into being a singles. He's a great heel to play off and build up baby faces. Lexus, I don't know what we're going to do with Lexus King. I think he needs more time, and I think this gimmick is dead.
Hey, that's dead on arrival, then I almost feel.
Yeah.
And yeah,
his rocker vibe is not working for me.
The Sgt. Pepper's coat and everything just doesn't do it for you. The fucking, Lion Tamer shit doesn't work for you.
Right.
There's again, he's the Lyra Valkyria of the men's division in NXT of just all right, cool. I should like you can do some cool shit in the ring, but what else? Like you're kind of just
Yeah.
there. You're wallpaper.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, going back to kind of the pre-show, Nick, where we talked about Cameron Grimes, there
Mhm.
is a large amount of small to medium guys that do a lot of good shit that are all kind of interchangeable. They do have a pretty big influx of that type of wrestler. No offense to any of them, but it's like, okay, you do good shit. You don't have the most over personality, but we like when you wrestle. And there is a collection of that, again, most likely why certain people haven't been used as much as maybe we hoped.
But does this go to further back up what we've said just with pro wrestling as a whole and not mentioning three letters or anything of you do need that personality, that character, that story. You do need that yin to the yang of you can be great in the ring, but if you don't have the yang, then you're out the door.
There's been a lot of really, really good wrestlers that never made their mark because of personality, and there's a lot of really bad wrestlers that did because of their personality. So,
Facts. That is very valid.
right. And on that wonderful note,
He's gonna go find his smile. As KJ is, he's gonna take a pause for the causes. I've got Fallon versus Jada Parker, so 100%. Let me know who you're taking this match. I'm gonna take Jada Parker just because. I mean, crush, I guess, is the best I can say. But yeah, Jada Parker has come in here and just looked like a badass. But Fallon has been great, and like I said, I think when Roxanne moves up to the main roster, Fallon's going to have a run as an NXT Women's World Champion here. I would take Fallon over Lyra any day. Parker for the win. Richard and Boston. Yeah, Lexus came in. Yeah, y'all having a conversation. I interrupted. Mea culpa. Could this be Fallon's last match in NXT? You would really have to, like, she starts anew on whatever main roster show she would go on, though. Like, she is not and that's still such an interesting move there. If she literally half springboards and does like a booty slam, it's like the Andrade hanging there, or the Abolter, or God damn it. Yeah, Del Rio. That's who it was, of the hanging there when you get stomped. But she's doing it with the wagon. But Fallon, she doesn't have the personality, or I think, or anything that fully developed like Tiffany did. And Tiffany's still kind of, I'm glad what they're doing with her. I don't know if you could really do that with like a Fallon on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. Not saying she's not bad, but I think her with an NXT title run helps her a lot more than you call her up now. The main roster needs more undercard baby faces. Raw doesn't have many. They really kind of think so. I'd have to go through the whole roster here. It's going to be interesting though, because I think we talked about this last night. Do we see any championships change, brands or anything? It's going to be a lot of, that mid-cardy talent. I feel that might move, and I say that just in where they are on the card, not because of their talent. But Jada stretching out Fallon right now in the center of the ring here. Pause. Del Rio, a man who got what he deserved. Yeah, I second that sentiment, and I'll leave it at that because I don't have many nice things to say about that human being. Yeah. Pretty much, Richard, they're allowing Evan to be himself, and he believes that King just seems foamy. What? Again, I feel like I'm interrupting a conversation here. As Fallon's fighting back, I think Raw also gets most. It's all the women's call-ups. Well, that's the only thing with Raw being 3 hours, they tend to always end up with more of the draft picks because they've got more of a show to fill here. As Fallon just firing up right now. Irish whip into the ropes. Big elbow. Fallon Henley is this era's Jackie Gata. No, I'm hoping, and this might be, heavy claim for this, but I'm hoping that she's this generation's Mickie James. And I know, again, I've made the joke about, those two as a tag team and everything. But she is talented. She really has, I was going to say she has a solidified character. She has a solidified character. She doesn't have much of a personality behind it so far. But she is really talented. I think could add something new if she got called up. But yeah. It's so weird with it being close to the draft. It feels like, damn, we're, oh, they're literally getting ass cheeks from hell there, the cake from hell there. Jada Parker wins it with the super slide, booty slide. Just all of the cake in the face here. But I was saying of how it feels like you're talking about, like draft prospects and everything of like, well, if Raw wants to, needs a quarterback or needs some offensive line here type shit. Yeah, the cake from hell. By God, by God. As this has been, by the way, speaking of the women's division and all of that, we were talking about all that as we've got JC Jane backstage right now cutting a promo with Jasmine Ninks. I hope I remembered her name. But yeah, it's very interesting how everyone after Monday Night Raw is up in arms about WWE's women's division, yet NXT very much prominently focuses their women's division. So far, most of what we've seen tonight has been the women's division and in prominent spotlight. So, yeah. I feel like we're very much setting up for like Thea Hale versus JCJ and next week, and this is going to be the big blow off to end this feud. Or yeah, Spring Break in week 2. JC Jane is going to end Thea Hale, so that's where we're going with this. Wait, what now? I performed a pat search today in my CO Academy class. There you go, David. Shout out. I actually have a good chunk of my family is actually COs and everything. Interesting enough. I almost became one myself. Facts. I could have been Big Boss Man instead of Big Nick. I did not see that at all, and I don't think I want to. As right now, I've got a video package hyping up Lola Vice. They're setting this up like a goddamn fight camp with Lola versus Natalya here, which we're going to get next week in a NXT Underground match. We're getting the contract signing tonight, but next week we're getting NXT Underground. What do we think is actually going to really happen here? How are we feeling about NXT Underground? I guess make it a comeback / Raw Underground make it a comeback. And B, do we see this still evolving to the point to when we're at Battleground in UFC Apex and we get, say, Lola versus Petrovich or something like that, and they actually do it in an octagon? We get, the Lion's Den, the fight pit match and everything again. I'm actually kind of for that. I won't lie. I'm actually kind of for that. As long as it's not, the Vinny Rue can brawl out. But I think that could be where we're ending up here. Draft up Blair too. No, we can't draft everybody up there. You guys are already saying that they're doing the same old on, the women's rosters on the main roster. So why would we want people calling out and trying to add more people to that? Then you can be mad when they don't get pushed? No. NXT always respects the women, but not Raw and SmackDown. Your thoughts on that statement, sir? Hi.
What was the main event? What took up almost 30 minutes of the show last night? Oh, I think it was the women's division. So I think that's inaccurate, Matt. No offense. But I do not believe, I don't think there's a company out there that highlights the women as well as WWE does. NXT definitely does it at a much higher rate, I would say.
Right.
They're right through the show. They're very prominent in the mid card, in the lower card. Everything kind of has relevance with the women. But WWE has a lot of women. We wouldn't even be debating Liv Morgan if the WWE hadn't done a good job with multiple women. People are talking about Alexa coming back, Carmella coming back. Again, I think at the end of the day, it's second to none as far as quality of what we're getting.
I was going to say there was people that when we were here live last night that were picking Chelsea Green, that were picking Nia, that were picking Alexa, that wasn't even announced to be in the match and everything. So it shows that they do have a depth, and that's even what I was saying before you just came back of. If we're complaining, we're upset because it's just the same old, and Becky and whoever wins all. So why would you want to add more people to that? Why would you want Blair Davenport to get called up? Why would you want Fallon Henley if they're just gonna not lose like everybody else? Apparently,
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Nick, I think it's a funny way that the fan base kind of goes, because not everybody can be champion, not everybody can be over, not everybody can be used, not everybody can be drafted, and it's trying to make it all fit. Like I said in the pre-show when we were talking about Cameron Grimes, okay, you don't want them to hoard the talent. When they keep the talent and don't use the talent, they're garbage. When they release them, they're garbage. So what do? How do you win? No matter what angle you take it from. And yeah, I mean, again, I think it goes to, as much as people want to debate who has a better roster out there of talent, you see the system they've set up in WWE, and it's a flowing.
Facts. Choice of words. Jay Harris bringing this up, and I'm on commercial break right now. I believe you are too. Of saying, have you guys talked about the FTC banning non-compete agreements? Now, this is very much an American thing. This is not a Canada thing. So, for those who don't know, and again, I'm not even a small town bird lawyer or whatever, but the Federal Trade Commission in the U.S. And I actually have this pulled up.
And we do have non-competes in Canada.
Right, I understand that, but I think the
Federal Trade Commission are fighting about it. Our courts
is just us. Yeah, on Tuesday, the Federal Trade Commission voted 3-2 Tuesday to ban most non-compete agreements, a watershed moment for the U.S. workforce that faces an uncertain future. These common agreements currently bar employees from leaving to work for competitors or start a competing business. Now, with that being said, again, I'm not even a small town bird lawyer. I don't know. You can call Stephen Pinu and ask him or anything like that. I don't know if that applies to pro wrestling, how that would apply, anything like that. But the second that non-compete and ban got mentioned, the wrestling world kind of seemed like, well, now we're just going to have everybody showing up everywhere. Everyone's free. Master's giving Dobby a suck. He's a free elf.
Yeah, and I wonder how it works with a pre-existing contract. They just become void. You have an agreement, and now you can't uphold that agreement because the law changed. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it would be very interesting if there was no non-competes, because like you said, people would just quit and jump ship. You wouldn't even have to wait.
Yeah, and that's not exactly a terrible thing. You still have to get out of your contract and everything. It would make it certainly very interesting. But as far as I know, that's more, I think, your regular, your Silicon Valley type shit versus your pro wrestling contract type stuff. So again, it could affect that. I don't know enough to say enough.
Yeah, fair enough. It would be very interesting. I'll see how that plays out.
Right.
Richard just, agreeing with us about the women's division and how it's used. I'm talking about the past, but they were changing things now. But in the past, it was just NXT. Fair enough. The McMahon regime was a definitely different animal.
Yeah, and now this is a bit, I feel, where you're starting to see Papa Paul have to bear the brunt of, the sins of the father. A bit of, Cameron Grimes, Jinder Mahal, all of that is the reason that they weren't over is because
JD.
Oh, you got JD? I've already got.
Oh, we got Dunn and
yeah.
Dunn
I'm in the middle of New Catch here, so let me know when you get new kids on the block.
I got New Catch Republic. Pete's talking. Where he's a bad man. So they're all talking about the main event tonight. They all came to watch the main event.
This is kind of interesting. How do you really? This is a bit unprecedented, I feel. If we're literally going through, the recently moved on from NXT are all coming back to see Trick win it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if he loses?
Very interesting. I don't think he's going to.
I got your favorite girl Ava on my screen, so let me know when you're there.
I got Ava right now. Name bar just popped up. She's got the mic.
We're bringing this brand into a new era.
There you go. The naval era.
Naval rain, naval rain.
Blame it on the rain.
Yeah, so we're getting the contract signing for NXT Underground as we're at the top of the hour. How do you feel about A, that we've got NXT Underground back, and B, now especially with we've got Battleground set up in the Apex? Do you think that we build this and extrapolate this to where we get a fight pit match, we get a Lion's Den match, essentially, we get two women locked in the octagon, we get, Lola and Petrovich or something?
Definitely with Lola and Petrovich, definitely has some legs there. Not a terrible shout, especially heading into Battleground. I mean, bringing back NXT, we'll see how it looks. I mean, it'll all depend on how they deliver this. Natty's a vet from the dungeon. We'll see. And going up against a legit fighter. So I'm going my girl Lola 100% because that's.
I was going to say, can we just admit how much Stu Hart just gassed up his entire family? He's the ultimate gaslighter. You can take out anyone. No, you can.
Right. Some people, the main roster lacks women that are over. I feel like I disagree with this. Because then again, we wouldn't be debating about who should be champions.
This is the same divisions that people were saying almost needs a women's mid card because there's so many over women. So again, what the fuck are we saying? We're talking out of both sides of our mouth with this shit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think like realistically, there is a long list of women that I would consider pretty credible and pretty over. Your mid card's full of solid women that are over that. I mean, people argue are underutilized. Why not Chelsea Green? Why not Piper? Why not Nia Jax get more love? Like, I mean, there's lots of women, bad and good, that are over in this company. I mean, I do struggle to agree.
Right.
I think the non-compete agreements are fine as long as the former contractor is paid during the non-compete. Yeah, that's the catch usually is if you keep paying for the 90 days, you're good to go.
Yeah. But it is interesting that there's 4 chairs, but 3 people here. So it feels like someone's going to end up joining Lola here.
Yeah, well, she said she was going to bring somebody. A lot of people were like, could it be Camille? Could it be, who would it be? Bring Elektra back?
Nah.
And by the way, the match is next week.
Yes, this is the contract signing, and they do also have the ring set up of how it would be of everybody that's still at the performance center just standing around the ring slapping it every now and then. It's like a fucking Mortal Kombat fight stage,
right? Talking about the dungeon. Yeah, I agree. A mid-card title is probably pretty close to due, if not overdue.
You could own. I think that's why they're doing the NXT Women's North American title. It's the guinea pig of how do we do this and how do we do this right before we throw like Jade and Bianca and Tiffany and Nia and Liv and Alexa and everybody else like that into this division and can't it falls on its arse.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Can we get Lola versus Shayna in a fight pit match at Battleground? Shayna would be a nice shout. I think it's leaning towards Petrovich, though. We got to give her a chance.
Yeah, as Natalya's saying, she's going to tap Lola's ass out.
Right. What up, Kev?
What up?
Disregard me. We usually do. Just kidding.
Oh, so we're getting her training partner coming out right now, and it is Shayna. So we won't have, Lola versus Shayna. We're getting Lola trained by Shayna.
Interesting.
And especially, though, you have, again, dungeon versus actual MMA. Right. Just saying. Josh Barnett and Stu Hart are not the same.
Right. Why are we getting this shit with Natalya? This is garbage. I disagree, sir. And again, this is the thing of like, we don't use these women. We're like, okay, we're gonna do this. They're like, it's shit. I like
Yeah,
Natty going down, helping Lola get over is not a terrible thing. Shayna helping Lola is not a bad thing. Petrovich getting over is not a bad thing. I mean, I don't hate this. I mean, I'm really not uber excited about the match. I'm curious more than anything.
I don't like anytime they really do the underground matches. I mean, even barely the Eddie Thorpe when they did it with him was I think this is the first time they've done it with the women. So again, instantly, first time we do it, it's shit. But I think this is actually, a unique thing, and especially if you're going to do it during the spring break and you're making it kind of a premium live eventy vibe.
Yeah.
You're going to bust out every now and then and make it unique. And again, you're playing into everybody here through kayfabe or shoot has at least some degree of, credibility of being, tough.
Absolutely. Flawless bakery.
Yes.
As
Shayna's just shoving.
Petrovich
just eats a head kick. And hell's broken loose here.
Carmen's throwing a foot.
Why is she too busy just talking instead of helping Natty beat up Lola? Baby faces come out on top. That means they're losing next week.
Mm-hmm. Why doesn't she get respect on the main roster? I just think she's passed. Like, again, she's the old guard. No offense to her. But I think, she is the person to get people over. She's the female Dolph Ziggler. She is a gatekeeper at this point in her career. And that's not taken away from, she's a first ballot Hall of Famer, guys. But she struggled to connect with the crowd. She's even just there. She's not the best of promos.
She's a veteran and she's playing a veteran's role. That's really what it boils down to.
Yeah.
I just can't say it any better than you said it.
Fair enough. As the non-retired Ridge talking to Spears talking in riddles. Mm-hmm. We know what you want to do.
He really just needs to let the little weird strip mohawk shit just go. The landing strip on Spears' head, just embrace it. Bald is beautiful, Sean.
Right. There's always going to be some haters. And that's what we like. Listen, we are the wrestling utopia for a reason. We bring in all opinions. Just because we don't agree with you doesn't mean we're wrong. We'll happily debate it with you. We're not one of those channels that block you if we disagree. Blair Davenport coming out to the ring. But yeah, I mean, again, you're never going to please 100% of the people. I have no problem with that. I think where I get annoyed with wrestling fans is it's like, so like you walked in their house and slapped their mother right in front of them. Like, or knocked the cookies out of her hands where she was bringing them down to your basement. Like, that's what trips me out is this, like you don't feel the same way about a movie that you go and watch. Can't believe Spider-Man didn't do 7 flips. Like, it's weird.
Well, and it's just to me, it's the lack of disconnect to actually be able to have a civil discourse or have a discussion about it. I mean, Christ, you and I even have sat there and had knocked out, arguments and everything. And then we'll literally get off stream of like, all right, good night, love you, bye. And everything like that. That's the thing is you have it out of, you sit there and discuss, you watch, like you said, you watch your favorite movie, you watch a TV show, all of that. Christ, Sons of Anarchy, Walking Dead, well, what have you. You sit there and turn around, and then when you're done with it, you sit there and discuss, and I thought they should have done that. Can you believe they did that? Oh, I can't believe they're doing that. Yeah. All of that. But to actually be able to sit there and discuss it versus just you got to stick your head in the fucking sand and, no, you're wrong, I'm right. Whatever you say is null and void. Well, do you have anything to back up your claim? No. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So then we're done here.
It's where I saw a guy going on about the great storylines in AEW, but gave no examples. Just said they do them. Gave no examples, and I couldn't help but laugh and be like, "What are we doing here?" Like, if you're gonna have a point, if you're gonna stand on your morals or on your laurels, you come with a point. Like, don't come to a battle of wits unarmed because it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, and even then, we've done that, and you just raise up the white flag and just mercy.
You're like, fuck it.
This is just sitting there and just why is every topic in pro wrestling fandom the hill everyone needs to fucking die on? This is not every fucking issue in the IWC is the Battle of Waterloo. It is not the fucking Normandy, any shit like that. Sometimes you can just admit that some people might have a different opinion, and we've been there. And it's just fucking Twitter's a goddamn cesspool.
Listen carefully, folks, because that's coming from a Hill Dyer right there.
So, in a hill crier, a town friar, and a hill crier.
Well, you're spot on, Nick. I mean, at the end of the day, and we are in a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, just so everybody knows.
Right.
It looks like we're just coming back out of it. What is this? But yeah, we are rolling along. NXT still going. We got a couple big matches still to figure out. But what's up, Ronnie? How you doing? Blair Davenport versus Lyra. Okay. Random. True.
Where, who, when, and why?
Right. Soul Ruca, the favorite, seemingly. I'm going Soul Ruca as well. They're pushing.
She already showed up with a fucking weapon. She showed up with a surfboard, my guy. She's gonna just beat the shit.
Thank you, sir. For the like. We appreciate it. I wonder if we can get to triple digits tonight. Oh, that went the wrong way. I should have shut up.
No, you're good. Well, I see we've got 77 likes and we got 67 people. We had about 70 people watching it with us and everything like that. Let's see if we can get it up to triple digits. We're on that pretty much hot streak here. I mean, come on, it's spring breaking. We're about to get Trick taken on Ilya after this, I feel.
Right.
So everybody's thinking so Ruca. I gotta just take B Priestley just for the win. I gotta stand on business because Christ, she's the only wrestler for pulling back the curtain that almost tore this channel asunder.
Right.
Is B Priestley.
The Blair Davenport incident of 2022.
Right. And see again. But we found a peaceful discourse. We found a median. Wrestling fans, take notes. You can argue with your friends and still be friends afterwards.
Yeah, nobody has to get an infectious disease. Nobody's children have to die. Nobody has to get sick. Nobody has to fucking quit life because they don't like.
I think it's though because there's the difference of, granted, and this ain't nothing on anybody in the chat and everything. We love y'all, but it's one of those of there's that disconnect of actually having to say it to somebody's goddamn face and everything versus I can just tweet it out or whatever. I can just say whatever despicable shit and God knows if they'll ever even see it versus actually having to have a discussion with somebody and have that interaction back and forth.
Yeah, 100%. You're not wrong at all. That's what we built this channel on. That's why we love doing this so much.
Thanks.
Well, we got the final testament. So like everybody from WWE is here tonight on NXT.
Well, it's the draft, and I mentioned this. I think you want to pause there. Of this feels like I was watching during the Jada Fallon Henley match, and it's almost like you're watching like a combine here, a little bit of like talking about hey, do you think that this person could get drafted up? Oh, where do you see that person slotting in? You're like having to go based off of where they're at now, where the promo skills are. It's like you're having to assess all this talent now because you don't know where they're going to end up.
Right. You guys need Hawaiian shirts for spring break, and clearly yours is not visible because
apparently, hello, I'm flashing everybody. Full Monty out here. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby.
And if I'm gonna be honest, Scott, my summer stuff's still packed in a box, so I gotta unpack my summer stuff.
Is there summer stuff in Canada? Is it just lighter winter stuff?
We have lovely summers, very, very akin to the summer I assume you have, where we go from it's too cold to it's too hot in a matter of weeks.
Bro, what the fuck? I can never take Axiom seriously because he looks like he's a fucking Marvel character.
He looks like a fucking trophy topper.
He's out here. He's got a turtleneck and a suit jacket on, like a whole suit on with a turtleneck, but now the mask he has now will be different than any mask he wears in the ring.
Yeah.
As the Good Brothers showing up.
One half of Lowo. I don't know if the other half of Lowo is there.
No, he had surgery, remember?
Oh, that's right. So why is he in the they're like, we booked you for the tag team thing. We didn't know about your friend.
Right. Oh.
They broke a mirror.
Right in front of the Good Brothers. Oh. Private party there. Social Gathering just done effed up Aaron, Malik Blade, and Idris Inove.
Right. Rest in peace.
The name is Bond, Axiom Bond. Yes.
Right. Beach
Boston
Brawl up next. We got the picnic table. We got the beach ball. We got a football. We got a surfer with a board. I hate everyone equally. Facts. That's the way to do it.
We've got a surfboard versus a kickboard.
Yeah, I hope the surfboard's better than the skateboard.
Remember, I think it was like the last time we had something like this, and we had the ball pit like in the pool and everything like that, to where they were selling it like they were landing on thumbtacks.
Right. Because Blair, Davenport, and Lyra are the same but different generation. Well, I don't know about that.
So, question: how are they the same but different and still the same? I think that's literally if they're different, then they're not the same.
We're fighting with inflatables. Best transition ever.
My brain just exploded live on stream right there. Too many jokes ran through at the same time. System overload here. Fighting Freezies at 11.
Ooh, Blair goes off the ropes and gets a clothesline with the tube around her. Not getting better. Cross needs to shoot his head again. That's all it is. We need bald cross. It's not working.
Yeah.
Match. Yes. Oh, Larry. We got Larry 2 or Larry Mack, and now Larry.
Oh, Larry. Auto Smarks.
Surfboard.
Yeah. Well, now we've got the world's shittiest picnic bench.
Too many soft weapons in this match. Richard, I agree with you, bro. I
am the bench instead of I am the table. So Ruca was supposed to go through that. She surfed that bench.
Those are legit 2x4s, folks. Oh, we found a ball pit. Speak of the devil.
Yeah, but I think they have more just the big froofy beach balls in there. Oh no, they do have some.
They got little balls. They got little balls. They got tiny balls. Tiny balls.
The maze not to be seen. We have tiny balls instead of gigantic balls.
I'm the original. I'm 51. You're the original because you got here first. Let's be real. Probably because you're 51. Yeah. I'm waiting for O'Larry to be like, I'm 72.
All right. What are you now for now, Fathers?
As if you're just tuning in, we got a beach brawl going on. These women are finding every soft weapon they can to hit each other. This is just a day at the beach with your brothers. Like, I don't know.
No, this is when like your current girlfriend and your ex-girlfriend, cross each other while you're having a, vacation at the beach here. Now we've got a steel chair. No one wanted to use the beach chair that's over there in the corner by the stanchion. Oh, we had an X Factor into the ball pit.
Right. You had me thinking who would win that scrap.
My man's thinking betting odds already.
As Soul puts this, she's surfing. She's surfing on Blair. Blair drowning in balls. I can't make this up. What a commercial spot.
Swag with a swerve. Surf with a swag. And I'm gonna pull.
Right. Where's the kennel sticks in this match with WTF? This show's special is a month late. Oh, I missed it. There you go. This match is awful. Yeah, it's silly, gimmicky. You know what it is. It is what it is. It's NXT. You got to take the bad with the good with NXT, folks. I will take a second to remind everybody we are back tomorrow for Dynamite, the fallout from AEW Dynasty. What will happen? We enter the Swerve era. What will his path look like? Who else is coming back? What other tricks does Tony have up his sleeve? Will we get a good Dynamite coming off a good pay-per-view? Tune in tomorrow. Thursday, we got our draft special. It's going to be a fun one. 8 p.m. we go live. Myself, Nick, and Anthony are going to be selecting our own rosters. So that's going to be a fun one. The night before the WWE draft, we will be here for that. We'll be here all weekend. We'll be here on Monday. We're always here, folks. So make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, be a part of the family. We are growing by the minute, folks, and we are having a record-breaking month as we normally do. But this is our best month ever as a channel. We thank everybody out there for being a part of that. It's been nothing but fun watching this grow by the minute and talk some wrestling while we do it. But with all of that being said, folks, thank you. But this show rolls on, and we'll see. We are having an inflatable match right now if you were just tuning in. Not the best. This reminds me of the 80s Double Dare obstacle course at the end of the show. Not bad. Is this how Cornette feels when gimmick? Somebody should send him a clip of just this match. I know he doesn't do NXT anymore. This will not help bring him back. Gamer too silly. Did she hang? The unfortunate part here is Blair's a badass. Sol Ruca is an up-and-coming babyface that you're trying to get over. This match doesn't really do much for anybody. Thank you, KJ, for the balls reference. I'm always good for a good balls reference. Put that on my resume, I guess. Thanks, Vance. WWE SmackDown commercial is about to air with The Bang. All right. Richard, she bangs. Let's go. Spring Breakin in April. Yeah, I mean, May is, or you guys have it in March. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in school. Fair enough. They were close. There was other shit going on. Sol Ruca. Who? Yeah, no kidding. When watching, Luanda, how you doing? Got him. Young Bucks got to introduce Jungle Jack on Dynamite. I think that's the only option here, and it's the only hope that I think the Young Bucks have. Okada and the Young Bucks haven't moved the needle. Okada being involved with the Young Bucks has not been a good decision, but Jack Perry actually got over in all this. Jack Perry got a good amount of heat on this. I know what the Bucks were trying to do, but Jungle Jack got yanked into this. He didn't have a say in the matter. He didn't have a choice of like, please don't air that. I look like a pussy. But he's getting over. It's working. I have to give him credit. So you have to pull him into the elite. It's your best chance to really get some true heat for the Young Bucks. Because if anybody watched that ladder match, the arena was silent. Nobody cares about the Bucks. Nobody cared about the Bucks versus FTR. The finish was a foregone conclusion. They foreshadowed it too hard. We knew what was going to happen. We got hope. But speaking of hope, we are back to the action. Sol Ruca's got a chair. Blair's fighting her for it. Right. Mina Shirakawa versus Anna Jay just got added to Dynamite. Oh, good. Yeah, pause all over it. We'll skip that one. April seems like spring to me. I mean, I still can get away with throwing a hoodie on, so put it that way. We're not that warm yet here anyway. Definitely a chill in the air. If this is Blair's last match in NXT, it's too silly. The match is just silly in general. I think they could have just had a match. I don't know why you put these two particular women in this type of match. You could have done a Noam Dar. You could have done a whole list of people other than these two, because these two had an actual feud going on. Big power bomb. Sexaria pin for a two. TK just added Christian Nagiko segment tomorrow. How the hell do I say that name? Christian, are you fucking, did you spell that wrong? All right. Why is that segment happening? Chair, finally a chair. There we go. Something a little harder. I heard we're getting Swerve versus Kyle Fletcher tomorrow on AEW. Kyle, that's the rumor. I don't know. Does Swerve now beat everybody in the Callis family like Ospreay did? I don't know. I kind of wish that Swerve would just come out tomorrow, open the show, talk about his historic win, and somebody walk out from behind the curtain and say, "Hi, Swerve. I'm your next opponent. I'm the first one up to get that belt." Fletcher getting an eliminator. A, I hate eliminators. B, again, when you announce this is not going to bring in any casual fans. This is not going to help you get back to 800-900K in your viewership. This is not going to, it's not. It's going to be a really, really good match. Don't get me wrong. But it probably won't be as good as Fletcher and Swerve, or Fletcher and Ospreay. And that's going to be your instant comparable. I just don't quite get it, but it's just me. Wow, we missed Ruca go through styrofoam surfboard. Who earns? Well, both women are on the guardrail by the crowd, but it looks like we're about to get a table spot. That picnic table in trouble. And there you go. Both women through the table. As it reveals that it was just a normal table with wood. What's up, Ryan? How you doing? How you doing? What WWE superstar do you want to leave for AEW? It's funny that you asked that, Ryan. That's a great question. I think that I actually wondered if Finn Balor might be one of the guys that could sneak over, just because he has, he's kind of that tier 2 wrestler. He's good enough to go up against the bell, but it doesn't feel like the company really wants him to be the champion. Maybe overlooked a little bit, kind of fits size-wise with AEW's talent, but he re-signed. So what do I know? As Sol Ruca wins the foam match. There you go. As she spring breaks Blair Davenport. But we talked about Cameron Grimes today. Could he make his way over there and do something? For sure. Who's somebody I want? Nobody really. I mean, my only fear about people going to AEW is getting lost in the shuffle. That's my big fear with them. So I don't know. It's a tough show right now. I think there's more wrestlers I would like to see go to WWE and get a better chance. She's hardcore. She's hardcore. No, I can't say that with a straight face in this match. Nope. Who is Trick talking to? So Trick's mom letting him know he needs to whoop that Trick tonight. Johnny Gargano's here. Like, they're setting this up like the hugest moment in NXT history. All these wrestlers here to see it. They're all chiming in on who might win. Trick talking to his mama. Gargano's here. Or HBK, I'm not sure. Hopefully Anna Jay gets the win tomorrow night. She should, but I don't think she will. Anna Jay never wins. Let's be real. And I think Anna Jay, like if Anna Jay could go over to NXT, I think that woman's got a ton of potential. Kick out at 2. I think it's Michaels has been possessed by Vince. It's just a fun gimmicky match, guys. Not everything's so serious. It wasn't great, but it was what it was. Fluff. Do you think Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin be drafted to Raw? We were debating this a little bit earlier, Richard. We're not quite sure because it looks like Baron Corbin might get involved in something, maybe with Lexus King. They're kind of setting that up. So I don't know. Braun might be going up on his own. We've seen him have a few squash matches already. So maybe that's their intent. They're going to push Braun as a single, leave Baron in NXT. Want to know? 10 out of 10 match. Go Sol Ruca. There you go. Sol wins the feud. Terrible blow-off match. Pause. With all the inflatables, you had a blow-off match for reals. Backflip RKO. Yes. 4-0. Don't call it a comeback. As I got Booker laughing. Where are we going? Battleground. We're talking about Battleground. Gargano on NXT. There's been a ton of people on NXT tonight. A half-assed reaction for Johnny Gargano. It's Johnny's lost his way. Y'all take that to the bank. Johnny seeing faces talking to Trick. Tick Williams is a biter. Chuck Taylor has demanded OC and Trent to pick who their best. Okay. Damian, this is something that was announced. I'm not going to beat it to death. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. But let's be real. These storylines of we need to be friends. You're not my friend. That's my friend. You're playing with my friend. I'm jealous of your friend. All these grown-ass men in these high school friendship storylines is fucking horrible. Now, when the owner of the company has the mind of a teenager, this is the writing you get. You get pop-up book style writing. You get remedial writing. And this, like, dude, There's a bunch of people in this chat, and based on our analytics, a lot of you are between the age of 30 and 50. Let's be real. You and your boys don't stand around or call each other, oh, well, Billy's not hanging out with me as much as he used to be. I think he's more friends with Steve now. And what fucking nonsense is this shit? My boy ever called me over and said, pick, who's going to be our best friend? Is it this guy or is it going to be me? Fuck both y'all. What are you doing? What are we doing? I don't get it. I think it's childish. It's kind of why the Bucks. Hey, listen, Goldberg actually said something I agreed with for the first time ever, maybe. That is just too Mickey Mouse. It's too corny. It's too cheesy. That's why it's not getting over with a broader audience. You know, they're doing really well with, you know, a very niche audience out there. That's the facts. And it's because of remedial, childish shit like this. What a time to come back.
Speaking of remedial, childish shit, I couldn't have timed that better.
I smiled the minute I seen you click. I was like, I'm going to let it hang.
I was sitting there. I was like, man, this is going to set me up, and just knocked it out of the park, my guy.
But yeah, no, it's I was just ranting about horrible booking.
No, you're good. Well, there was one thing I heard you bring up with the Swerve Fletcher match. I think that while I'm not a fan of the title eliminators and everything, that's setting the groundwork, I feel, for Ospreay versus Swerve at All In.
Yeah.
Because it's Callis family versus Swerve, so you're setting the groundwork. Now, granted, it's going to be questionable of if, when, how Ospreay sets himself apart from the Callis family, because let's be honest, that's more phallus than Callis.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think beating every member of the Callis family convincingly should kind of separate him from the group. But it was like, oh man, you are really good. All right. Like, what?
Yeah, well, Monet might be the, refund. Ospreay's, the booming, he's the GameStop investment of AEW.
Fair enough. 1-0 happened last year. Gunther was there for Bate versus Braun. So yeah, Gargano shows up. We've seen Baton done. We've seen,
we're going to get everybody just putting Trick on their shoulders and just carrying him off like he's, Lex Luger out here and everything. Like he's Cody after WrestleMania. Here.
I hope Meltzer.
You Meltzer.
Right.
You Meltzer.
Why is Shawn Michaels talking to Trick? Very good. All Friends Wrestling. Yeah, it's hard to get away from that. Are you my friend? Like, bro, it fucking kills me. KJ is really right. It's the dumbest shit, man. Like, I've never been in, like, hanging out with my boys, and he's like, dude, honestly, do you like me or Ryan better, bro? Like, what? What the fuck? Dude, drink your beer. You've had too much.
I mean, within that thread of wrestling, you can kind of do it, but it does kind of start to lose that thread of, like, are you not a grown man? Can you not fucking decide yourself? Do you have no marbles?
That's why I get pissed off at the Bucks. They're dads. Like, you guys are middle-aged. Like, you're not that far away from, like, what the fuck are you doing? Acting like kids.
Well, I mean, when you have the IQ and the personality, act like you've been there.
Right. KJ, they're humbling that TK is looking at more. I mean, I think maybe rumbling that TK is looking at more free agents. Yeah, TK is going to buy everything he can. He's a greedy, rich, spoiled brat with a ton of money in his pocket. He is going to. There was rumors that he wants to throw up to $10 million annual to Seth and Becky to get them to come aboard.
Bro,
genius.
For your grifters, your drifters, all of that shit in pro wrestling, to sit there and openly admit you're willing to throw out that type of money, that's like putting blood in the water around a fucking shark's nest.
Mm-hmm.
A shark's nest, like sharks have nests, and a fucking Shark Tank. 100%, as we're getting metaphor breaking down on their way to Orlando.
I gotta look up how to go to NXT. That's interesting. Title eliminator matches are horrible. You beat the champ and get a title shot. Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
You turned into the UFC on Saturday, and Holloway knocks the fuck out of Gaethje. Well, that was for the BMF title, but
right.
But you get a contender knocks out the champ and has to fight him again in 3 months to prove that he actually wins.
Yeah, that aspect's just dumb. That's dumb across the board because I could see if you're facing a challenger and you know, it decides who faces the champ, but that's an exclusive to pro wrestling dumb point and
Mhm.
plot hole error there of so you beat the champ to then try and beat them again. No, if I beat the champ, I should be the champion. I beat the
Fucking
champ.
belts. I just pinned him. What do you mean I got to come back next week?
Right?
Fuck
As we're
y'all.
getting Lexus King versus Baron Corbin. And on a side note, Baron Corbin's OG theme song is one of the best wrestling
Oh,
songs of
still,
recent
yeah.
memory. I still have that and we'll just blare, oh yeah, in the darkness.
Let's go. Hey
Right,
guys, Lindsay, long time no see. How are you? How are you? I'm going to
right.
SmackDown in Cincinnati Friday night. Excited for it. Remember, Lindsay, bring a Wrestling for Life Network sign, prove it, and we'll send you a t-shirt.
Absolutely.
Got Corbin for the win. Put Oldberg out to pasture. Oh, I know. I mean, listen, it almost
Well,
made me throw up that I agreed with the guy, but they asked him, so you ever consider going to AEW? He's like, God, no.
yeah, but he can't even get like through a full thought without just like stumbling like can this man complete a full sentence? I'm starting to wonder it. And I mean, he does kind of echo
Oh,
a sentiment we've talked
you're
about
not
of
me.
if Goldberg went to AEW, who the fuck do you book him against? Osprey versus Goldberg? What the fuck are we doing?
They got
Samoa
enough.
Joe versus Goldberg? Maybe.
They have enough injury problems without Goldberg entering the mix.
Facts. Bret Hart's just calling up Tony Khan every day. Don't you fucking sign him. Don't you do
Don't
it.
you do it.
I'll get Martha to pull all that Owen shit the second you
Right?
sign him.
MDB.
For life.
Chuck T is going to hold a kissing contest to see who he likes more. Muffin Top. Chuck T's been a wallflower for 4 years.
He has been his actual signature move. He's been an awful waffle.
Awful waffle. 100%.
Absolutely. A signature move, and he just waffles on either side. He's got to be out there, you know, have 7 minutes in heaven with Chucky T to decide which one he wants to take to the prom.
Yeah, 100%. Larry, what?
What? But
CJ.
we got
No, close though, big Bash 8.
right.
Big Nick. Did you see the Edge theme song parody? It's funny. I have not.
I have not. But I am seeing Lexus King right now stomping through Baron Corbin. So if you haven't given us a prediction, let us know who you're taking. I think we're both rolling Corbin here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Nice match. Nice snapmare. The ranking.
Well, is this kind of the show? Again, I think you have a guy like a Baron Corbin. You have someone like a Natty. You have, I don't want to fully say with Cross down there, but you have guys like that down in NXT, or even like when Becky went down there.
Yep.
Again, Becky controversy, but when Becky went down there to show who can go with somebody who's been established on the main roster versus who still might need some work.
Baby Fozzy for the win. I like that smile mark. Bring back Jim Johnson, says Luanda.
Please.
Listen, I can't imagine fucking Rebel's going to stick around much longer.
Def Rebel's the only person I think that we could get. Def Rebel has been released from WWE and people would applaud it versus I can't believe they did that.
No, they're definitely
they're so underutilized. They should have been having having classes. What did they do? They fumbled the bag with Def Rebel.
Yeah, 100%. There's definitely a contingent that would jump on that. The rankings are dead. No, the rankings are like whose line is it anyway? Where the ranking, everything's made up and the rankings don't matter.
Facts.
That's what it is. They come and go as Tony sees fit. But what we said, Nick, back in January and February when they were talking about bringing them back, you're now in a pickle because Sasha's got to get in the ring and have 5-6 matches to be the number one ranked woman. So
no, she's just got to be really good at a hoedown to get up there in the rankings and everything. I did.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, oh shit, we want Sasha to fight a Double or Nothing, but she hasn't had any matches, and there's a bunch of women that have had matches, and it's going to get worse in September, October, November. It's a flawed system. It needs to go
now. How do you feel with it being the whole that she hasn't been medically cleared till then, which to me is still, then why the did you do all of this then? She's not great at promos, so we're not going to go with 1 or 2. We're going to go with like 7.
Yeah. And yeah, Tony was a little aloof by that because I don't know if he was officially saying that she is not currently cleared at this time. He was just saying she would be cleared at that time. It was odd how he answered it. And it really threw me off. But at the end of the day, I mean, the promos have not gone well for her. The build,
No.
What they're doing here, how they, again, made it very
Lexus
obvious.
trying to get the foot on the rope. Sorry for a 2 count.
Oh, he got caught. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, again, it's just the ranking system is dead. Should be dead. It doesn't work. And that's what you see. Like, I mean, technically, she gets medically cleared to wrestle, and she starts at the bottom, and she has to climb to the top. That's what's supposed to happen when you implement a ranking system. They don't believe in it because it's stupid.
You can't hot shot and have a ranking system at the same time, and that's the conundrum within AEW. Jason, what up? How is everyone doing? We're feeling, aloha. Lexus just picked up the win on Corbin, so he said, "How about them apples? Y'all can eat that." Pause.
Take an L, sir. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. I'm a bad man.
All right.
Low blow.
Oh, yeah, no, it's big up, big up. It's a stick up, stick up.
4-1. That was probably Lexus's best match. It was a decent match. Low blow, a heel. So again,
so the Creed brothers are going to be front row. This is interesting. Oh, so they're literally now showing everybody that was backstage to go into their seats as we've got the main event.
Imagine you sat there and watched the whole show, and the main event comes on, and they're like, "Excuse me, we need to clear out the front row."
And even then, how much do you not give a fuck about the rest of the roster? You couldn't be sat the whole time? No, I only got to sit there and show up for the main event here. Fuck the rest of the card. I only show up for the main event.
The last match had inflatables in it, so whatever.
Well, no, Natalya was in a contract signing.
Right. Oh, that's fine. FTR versus the Creed brothers. Lexus over Baron. Yeah, I think Baron's down there to work with the talent. He helped Braun Breaker get over. He helped Braun Breaker advance his character.
Or was that you do a job before you go back up?
It could be.
They go back up as a tag team. And
I'm not getting that vibe, but it could be.
Lexus is just stagnant, so it's weird to see where we go from here, I guess.
Right. How many NXT stars do you see being drafted? I will say 6.
Really? You want to name them?
Fuck.
I called you on your bluff, didn't I?
There was a follow-up. Ilja, Rox, Bird Lady.
Oh.
Does Carmelo count? Or is he already there?
He's already there.
He's already there.
Signed.
So maybe 4. Maybe 1 off. Who else?
That's 2 off.
Dijak.
Okay.
And Gacy joins the Wyatt 6.
I don't think that would count in the draft. So I'll set the line at 2.5. I'll take the over at 3. I mean, I could set the line at 3 because Dijak, I could see Roxanne, I think she'd still be drafted as NXT champion. Then she drops the belt after the fact. And I think Ilia goes up. Beyond that, I'd be surprised if they do.
Okay.
I wouldn't knock it, but I'd be surprised.
Could like a Sean Spears or another veteran surprise us out of NXT? Maybe you said Corbin.
Though you'd see maybe those end up more of when they do the free agents or anything like that. But I think they'd stay down in NXT. Think about it. Sean Spears has only been down in NXT for what?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't fully expect that. I think 4 was a better number. I threw up 6, thinking nobody would check me, but 4 sounds more reasonable.
What is the Maple Leafs taking on the Bruins? I thought no one would check me.
Yeah, Leafs in 6, buddy. Big W last night.
But
we going home.
I'll say 3 for me.
3's fair. 3's fair. Lexus King is one of those NXT superstars who has top-notch potential. and it's clear they see that. Oh no, I agree. He's got potential. And again, patience. People have already said, "Oh, they wasted their money. Look, he can't." No, he's figuring it out. Give him time. We've seen it with all the young talent. They have to find it. Tiffany had to find it. Braun Breaker had to find it.
Lexus King is the ultimate litmus test here, maybe next to Jade Cargill. What the would Brian Pillman Jr. be doing in AEW that he isn't doing or doing better in NXT? That's the thing. For everyone that wants to sit there and free through of, well, they fumble the bag or they waste their money. So then what AEW is going to put Swerve versus Pillman Jr.? What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah. Plus, in addition to that, he's getting trained and he's getting TV time. That's two things he was not getting in AEW.
An actual developmental system.
Lexus needs some, it's his character's lacking for sure. I don't mind his entrance, him sliding out on that chair, but the hair, the chops, the beard, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's just not jiving. It's just not found its groove.
He had something when he debuted, and then it's kind of just been stagnant pond water a little bit since then. So we need to maybe, skim the pond here.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's a fair assessment. Trick's new NXT champion. Yeah, we got the main event coming up next, folks. So are you taking Trick? Are you taking Ilia? Who you got? Who do you got? Who do you got? I gotta go Trick, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. If you're taking Ilja, then you assume that Trick's pretty much going to the main roster, because if Trick loses, this is his last match in NXT.
Yeah. He's not losing.
Like I said before, and I said this even from the pre-show on, this is going to be the last match in NXT for one of these guys. We just don't know who yet.
Dijak gets called up, joins Imperium, and does the Arnold voice.
Fine, screw it, fuck it. Austrian accent with an Austrian wrestler.
Nick will
then I can do the Arnold voice every time I see Gunther. There we go.
Nick will dub all of the scenes involving Dijak on the main roster.
Absolutely. I'll be his, Austrian. I'll be his anger translator. I'll be the Dijak translator, like Luther.
Right. I say at least 5 call-ups. I could see
it. Interesting.
Again, naming them's tricky.
Well, he followed up with, real quick, I'll just read them off of Mello, Blair, already out the gate. Mello's already up. Blair, I don't see. Roxanne, I see. Ilja. Casey, I think we both agree he's probably going to end up in the Wyatt situation.
Maybe.
But I don't think that's going to be a draft pick.
Yeah,
it's not going to be like SmackDown drafts Uncle Howdy.
No, I don't think that makes very much sense. And again, will there be free agents? I imagine that's one of the fun parts of after the draft, random people just start showing up on the shows and they're like, oh, we picked him now. So I think there will be.
But also, though, you need to stay to who you drafted. We've seen this before. The last time they had the draft, and it was a current theme that we talked about all the time to where it was very much fast and loose with who was actually supposed to be on what show and who showed up on what show.
Yeah, and again, we'll see. Only time will tell, but I have more faith in Triple H than I do in Vince McMahon. So
at least his memory, I can say that. At least he'll remember who the fuck he drafted on each show.
Well, I think that was Vince's problem of these two should be fighting. You're like, they drafted 2 different shows. Fuck them.
To hell with that. I don't remember it. And they won't either.
Whoop that Trick. As this theme for tonight, I didn't know it was Ja Real Paradise.
Yeah.
Why did they tell you that at the very end of the show? I didn't even know we heard that song once tonight.
Fair enough. I mean, I might be smoking that Paradise, but you can have that.
Right. Who do you want?
So this, I think, brought up while you were on a pause. So next week, we're getting Thea Hale versus JC Jane, and this is kind of going to be the ultimate blow-off of that feud.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I mean, I'm good with it. I mean, again, I don't love the Squirrel Lady, but they've built this for so long. Might as well have a payoff. Oba versus Ivar next week.
Your big beefy boy is slapping meat. Do you stay with your Viking brethren and just take Ivar in that?
No, Oba is a monster.
And then we've got Frazier and Axiom versus the Authors of Pain.
Next week's pretty stacked too. They got a lot of WWE talent on next week's episode. Natty, AOP.
Yeah, but you had a women's NXT women's match open the show. You're ending it with the NXT heavyweight title main event. Your main event for next week's probably the North American title, which I mean is a great spotlight for Oba, but it's interesting. It's very front loaded versus back loaded, I feel.
Fair enough. I understand with the title matches, but I think, like, again, I think maybe because of the lack of title matches, there's a lot more WWE presence next week, which some of these people could be on the show officially next week.
You're gonna say right now where we're moving fans out of the seats so WWE talent can sit there and get front row that there's more of a WWE presence, main roster presence next week. Hey,
Damien Priest in the house. I'll see you next
week. Ilja,
Damien. Ilia for dubs. Trick for the win. Bring him to the main roster. Give him his red eyes back.
No, don't make him fucking weird vampire Ilja.
Byron, what the fuck? Byron's here.
Byron Saxton looks like he's in a Miami Vice version from WWE, like WWE's version of Miami Vice.
He's in Florida, buddy.
Yeah, fair enough, but
Trick for the win. I knew NXT World Champion and Dragunov, not quite, gets called up on Monday next week. John, I agree.
Trick out here looking like a star, though. Granted, it looked like he just smoked that loud pack right before this match. Full eye. Man's got pink eye.
Love it. Let's go. Let's go. And we're doing the walkout with Trick, by the way.
Yeah, you don't even know what his theme song is anymore. You just know, whoop that trick. Whoop that trick.
All that did, yeah. He's got tiki torches. On tomorrow, I could see Hangman confronting Swerve. So can Nick.
I don't see tomorrow, but I see it happening.
Tomorrow.
Cowboy, you're
Priest. Axiom and Frazier versus AOP next week. Seems like a huge mismatch. So could AOP actually win this match next week?
See, I'd rather, we're going back to the releases, I'd rather see Indusher versus AOP. I'd rather see two fucking teams that are going to just smash each other versus literally going back to the baby lines, treat it like boxing, stick and move. Of literally, you're having a fucking fly go against a sledgehammer.
Right. Just Cameron Grimes. Oh, I don't know what that happened. Were there more releases? The final Trick. Sure. Trick is wearing a $5,000 robe. Ilia is wearing a $5,000 robe.
I think Ilia was just smoking that loud pack too before he came out. They feeling good in the neighborhood.
Byron Saxton, the big pop of the night. Byron Saxton.
Right.
This match will be about 15 minutes. Yeah, 8 minutes, 7. Yeah, about 15.
Yeah.
Might be down to 12 or 13. Then they're going to throw in a commercial because they're assholes. Whoop that Trick. Yeah, man. All the smoke, says Brahma B.
Right.
Whoop that Trick. Robert Corson, MJF drafted to Raw. Let's fucking go. You can't draft.
That would explode. Now, do you feel, though, that we could have spared Corbin and Lexus till next week and given this match more time? At least, even if it doesn't go as long, you know that there's still more time on the runway, so it could go longer.
And the Splish Splash, I was taking a bath match, could have probably been shortened or removed. So, yeah, you're not wrong there. You could have given this a little more time, for sure. But you got a short amount of time, foot on the gas pedal. That's what I want here. We don't need a slow build in this one. Get to it.
They ain't booked me for a long time, so it's showtime.
Facts. AOP must win next week to be seen as a threat. Yeah, it'd be really fucked up if they lost. Yeah, it's confusing.
That's a burial if you lost to the fucking Not Man and Robin.
Yeah,
flat splash.
There better be a catch if they take a W or take an L.
Right.
Finish the story Trick. Out of the game with a knee. So they aren't wasting any time getting at it.
No,
Suplex
Ilja
right
just
away.
going hell for leather of just working over Trick right now after a suplex just wailing on his back here.
Final Testament with all the gold, all the NXT gold. Is that what you're implying?
Fair.
What was that, Trick?
Step up into
looks like a Vice City pimp.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
Big boo. Oh,
yeah, dude. You know what? I give him credit here. Not
like I said, they booked me for a long time, so it's showtime.
Right? This isn't a 25-minute pay-per-view match, boys. Go.
Right. You got 15. Make it great.
And so far, so good. Big headbutt.
But now, with comments that have gone around about, Trick's in-ring capabilities and everything, does it being 15 minutes save it from being 30 minutes and then it gets to that potential issue where you get lost in the sauce or anything like that?
Maybe. But I also, I think if you go shorter and faster, he's more likely to be exposed. That's where you're more likely to get that botch because you're not going at a more methodical pace.
Fair.
So, again, it's show up and show out. If you got it, if you're going to be this guy, bring it. Show up.
You got to be able to do both.
Yeah. Especially coming off 2 lackluster matches with Carmelo.
And that's the big thing that everyone's been hanging their hat on of Trick can't go or whatever. I'm like, well, he's had 2 matches with the same opponent that weren't great because we kind of expected a lot, and maybe just him and Carmelo don't click.
Ilia might be the best salesman in the business. He sells the shit out of everything.
Everything from every mannerism, every posture, everything is just the most intense the whole time. As they literally are sitting there dapping each other up, hug it. I was waiting for him to just snap him over and do a suplex there when they were hugging it out. Hey, that's not bad.
I like that spot.
Each other up, hug it out, and just start throwing bows.
I like that spot. That was a good spot for me. I don't know why, but it worked so well. And again,
it didn't seem convoluted. It seemed respectful of just all right, fuck it. Speaking of fuck it, we got a commercial break. 3 minutes left in the show. We got a commercial.
I knew they were going to do it because they know they got the overhang, the bastards.
But this is how you don't advertise it. You still just keep people tuned in.
But I mean, I would highly. You have a match going on this intense. You don't go to commercial. Come on.
Is it? Well, that's always been, interestingly enough, the question at times of why is it always the first half hour, the first hour that's commercial free versus the last half hour, the last hour?
Yeah, give me the important stuff.
Right.
I think Hayes comes in. I really hope not, Craig. I don't think so at this point. Dad, he put him to bed last week.
If you do that, then instantly tells me that Trick's going up and that's the feud that they're going with, which then you're just paint by numbers and just don't do it. Don't do it.
Right.
They need to take a break from each other and have that distance, and then they come back together.
Yeah. Trick ain't losing. He got his championship gear on tonight. I mean, it would be really hard for him to lose this one with everybody coming in and his mom on the phone. I feel like the writing's on the wall, guys. I feel like it's the Sami Zayn match all over again.
Then we just cut to after the show. It's really the match ends right after this commercial break, and then it's just him apologizing to everybody. He's gonna call his mom and explain, sorry, Mom, I lost the match.
Dude, if it happens, I'll clip exactly what I just said with the ending of her reaction to, there's no way he loses. Oh man.
But I don't think so. But I mean, could you just fucking imagine he's gonna win right out of commercial break? 1, 2, 3. Right. Sorry, Mom, I lost the damn match.
This match should have been an Iron Man match. I don't know about that.
No.
I'm just a fan of every once in a while. It's a crazy idea, especially for modern fans. Just a match. 1-on-1. Mano a mano. Just fight. You don't need all the extra shit sometimes.
It used to be growing up, at least for us of our vintage and everything, to where the gimmick was, added to the match because of the match and the feud and everything. The story called for it instead of, well, it's just that time of the month, or, well, we haven't done this in a while, so here's the gimmick and this, that, and the third. This doesn't need an Iron Man match. This doesn't need a gimmick to it or anything, because you should just have a really fucking good match.
Right. Ilia could be pinned twice.
What?
It's not necessary. I think Cross could beat Trick, and Trick will have to climb back and beat him. So carrying Cross for NXT champion, a couple people have said.
Ooh. I could see him going after it. I don't know. We'd have to see if we think he could win it. It depends on how Trick does with the belt.
Yeah. Now, here's an interesting question, Nick. Because we believe, and we've kind of been told, the Wyatt Six are somewhere in the making here.
Yes.
Could you move Final Testament down to keep them away from each other?
Absolutely. I think that's a foregone conclusion. The writing is on the wall, or at least it's in a QR code, I feel, at this point, that they are staying down there. They're going down there. Cross needs to fully revamp himself.
Yeah, I think so. Shave his head. Trick with the coast to coast. No, Ilia with the coast to coast.
Right. And Luana, to answer your question, Dragon Ball Z, far superior.
I don't fucking know. Give me Trick versus Cross. There you go. A lot of people hoping for that. I feel Mello is going to interfere. We've touched on that. He better not.
Right.
KJ, lower the octaves. Big botch. I missed the big botch. What happened?
I don't think there was an actual botch. I think it's more people forget how fucking moves work.
Right. Give me Trick Mello one more time. Richard, the last two times aren't great. The next time we get it, main roster. A year from now.
Christ, we could still get Seth versus Roman another time and still have that impactful, turn from the Shield and everything. Still have that carrying over, and that's 10 plus years old at this point. So you need to get them.
Oh! Sorry, Nick.
True.
H-bomb by Trick.
Right.
The Czar
T-bomb. It's more of a T-bomb instead of an H-bomb. But yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, T-bomb.
Not a T-bag, a T-bomb. But now I forgot my damn point. But no, it's one of those of they need some time apart from each other. This Trick and Carmelo.
Another two. T-bomb.
Establish each other as individual characters before you just run it back all the time. It's not Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Not every story's that. You can't always just use and run it back as a default.
True. Up goes Williams. Death Valley driver in the corner. Damian Priest versus Dijak. Interesting.
As we're getting to this is awesome chant.
It's a great match.
Well, they've gone hell for leather here with this, like we've talked about, like you said, they've only got they've got however much time they've got with probably pretty much the run over. So go for it.
Yeah, about 5 minutes of this still to go as Ilia clears off the table.
Oh. Anyone else out here thought he was going to reverse that and do a Canadian Destroyer on the outside? I got really scared for a minute.
He went for a powerbomb off the top rope, but the way he fell, he landed on him. Okay. All right. I missed it.
Fair. As now we're fighting on the barricade. Are we counting, ref?
Oh, no.
Trick bottom through the table.
Flying Uranagi.
The whoop handle slam.
Ilia clearing the announce table. He who said it, sit up, goes through it.
Right.
Toodles. Wow.
And again, they just pan in on Ilia's face. He's just literally looks like a zombie turning in the middle of this.
Bookend. I'm mad that neither one of us called bookend. We should have.
Oh, yeah, no, it's always the bookend.
Big boy. The trick end.
Yeah.
We might have to run that one back up the flagpole. Priest is good on the mic. Yeah, he's getting there.
Oh, H-bomb from Ilja.
No way.
He's dragging him to the center. No, just cover him. Why are you fucking just doing some extra bullshit? All he's gonna do is super H bomb. We're going nuclear out here with Ilja.
That's how he had to win his last match.
Oh, and he hits it.
No way.
1,
You're like a
2, kick out.
1, 2, kick out. JD McDonough helping Trick. That'd be random.
Right.
Kick out. Big kick out. Let's go.
Right. I got Ilja climbing to the
Going
top
back
again. So he's going to run it back. Blows him a kiss.
Give him a chance.
Again, though. Hits it again. Back to back. Blows this man a kiss. Thanks for coming. 1, 2. Kick out again.
No way. It's his night. There you go.
Yeah, but I still feel it's one of those with that kind of kick out. Should that be like you just barely get your shoulder up? Not like you just kind of one of those, you nudge enough. You really sell that move.
Fair enough. Oh, he no-sold the suplex after taking the move twice.
Right. That's the issue.
That's modern wrestling, bro. Bounce back up. I want to see some star ratings, Mr. Meltzer. This one's cooking. Yeah, it's over. Trick about to take it, ladies and gentlemen.
Trick with the dreads out.
Yo, this is the Bryan Daniel moment.
Yeah. They literally did. They ran back the fucking standoff from Ospreay and Danielson for the 1, 2, 3 as Trick wins with the high knee.
Ew. Yeah. That was that spot, but this time the knee won. Big.
Yeah, instead of unsheathing the elbow, he unsheathed the braids.
And your new NXT champion, Trick Williams, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I thought that was a great match. They didn't have a long time.
Just look at the crowd. The whole crowd, the second they counted 3, whoop that Trick. Whoop, the whole crowd just getting lit up.
Right? Booty man finisher. Trick deserves it. Trick's over. I don't give a shit what Meltzer or anyone else out there says. Trick has gotten himself over. And I would put the match we just got right now up against 80% of the matches we got on Dynasty and probably 100% of the matches we get tomorrow.
100% this was the right call. Ilia goes up to the main roster. Trick becomes the new face of NXT here. Carmelo's out. Braun's out. Ilia's out. This is a new era of NXT, just like we've got a new era of the main roster. And Trick Williams, this is now your show, my guy.
Ilia doesn't want to give up the belt. Oh, there you go. A show of respect. He gets the
crying and he hugs it out with Trick. And he's even giving him a little smoochy smooch.
I love you, bro. I like this shit. This feels like Bailey and Sasha.
But that's what it is. Of literally, you had the fucking crowd there losing their minds for this. It is like, you beat me, but I ain't got nothing but love for you.
Listen, man, the Trick's a good story. And if you ever want to tell people not to give up on their fucking dreams and shit, this guy came in as a lackey. He wasn't supposed to be in this spot. He was supposed to be the guy in the shadow behind the guy.
Afraid of climbing ladders.
And now he's the most over guy on this brand. And yeah, good for him. I think there's a lot you could do here. And again, he's got a lot of learning to do still. It's developmental. But my God, what a moment. What a great moment. And they built it all night long.
You've got the groundswell behind him, though. And that's the thing. And that's what makes it really cool with NXT staying just at Full Sail. These guys have seen him since he was a lackey and everything. So they feel invested behind the character. So they're very much losing the damn mind, as that's how we go off air of Trick celebrating in the crowd. Now, are you surprised? No, put everybody, everybody that was there, show up and put them on his shoulders and anything like that. No cuts to, the kick out. And then you've got, Tyler Bate just throwing his popcorn. Because can you believe it? He kicked out. I think that might have been actually a little cool aspect if they would have done that.
Maybe.
Great match, great moment.
No, great match, great moment. Over. Trick Williams, your new NXT champion. A funny night of spring breaking. Like this one, I see some of the ratings. We do take a rating out of 10 at the end of every show, folks. I see some of the ratings come in, and what a wonky show. It's in my head right now, it's just scrambled eggs of like, where do I go with a rating on this? Like,
yeah. Well, Larry giving it 8 3/4 out of 10 tricks. 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
whew.
Stupid idiot tricks are for kids.
Dude, I was about to say that. Shut up.
7.5 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Now let's not get lost in the moment. It was a whole show, not one moment.
We do remember there was an inflatable match tonight, right?
Yeah, and so Ruca and B Priestley did happen. I thought you were just talking about the the Natalya segment.
The Natalya situation? No, different one.
Right. 8 out of 10. 8.5. I'm not going to be allowed into Canada with all my slander of the Hart family out here.
Right, Jesus.
Trick out of 10.
Trick out of 10. That seems fitting.
And trick's a number, right?
Right.
9. Solid 7. 8. Craig just saying, well.
Wheel.
Wheel.
Yeah, this one's tough. There was some really good stuff. There was some really fun stuff. The opening match was really well done. Big win for Rox. Didn't expect it. Weren't sure because of the draft implications.
Mm-hmm.
Corbin and Lexus. It might have been Lex's best match so far. Even though that feels like there's definitely meat on that bone, and they're going to keep gnawing on it. Pause. Shit. The main event, huge moment, but there was definitely some fluff in there. Oh, this one's so hard to score tonight. 7.7 tricks out of 10 kids.
Wow. So if I'm remembering maths, you rating this higher than Dynasty.
What did I give Dynasty? 7.5. Yeah, no, they're in the
7.
same
7.5 or 7.2
yeah,
or whatever. But it's in the moment. I was just calling it out.
Yeah, different grading scale. But definitely I still say Dynasty had more shit matches than tonight did.
Well, they certainly for sure had more matches. I'll give you that.
Yeah. That's
right. I'll go 8 again.
8.
You had some very lackluster moments and everything, but I think you also had some moments that you didn't expect to be as good as they were.
True.
Like the ending of that women's match, I think was really great, and it bookended on really 2 good finishes. So there's not a lot to me that I could be mad at here. I mean, you had the little Shayna pop. I was on a pause for most of the pool fight, so I can't be mad at Noodles, but so I'll give it an 8.
Great month for black champions in wrestling. Moose, Swerve, Willow, Athena, Oba, and now Trick. Absolutely, Eric. Absolutely. Valid. Dynasty was definitely better than this show. Yeah, overall.
And can we just also admit that as we're still in the month of April, how great April just has for the world of pro wrestling in 2024, whether it's New Japan with Windy City Riot, whether it's AEW with Dynasty, WWE's had WrestleMania, all of that, NXT with Stand Deliver, now here, all of this of pro wrestling. We all the fucking way up across the board. It's been nothing but good wrestling this whole month.
Yeah, spoiled as a fan base. That's why, like, again, there's so much to nitpick about and so much to complain about. But man, we are spoiled as a fan base. Like, we are getting everything you could ask for. And whatever your flavor is, it's out there. It's happening. I mean, you might not like the WWE style. You might not like the AEW style, but there's something for everybody out there. And like you just said, we've been spoiled. I'm hoping May's just as fun. We're kicking it off with a big show in France. We got Double or Nothing in May as well. Like, we're spoiled as a fan base, guys.
Thy cup runneth over, and then we're bitching because it's spilt instead of the fact that it runneth over.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You made my coffee too hot, or my tea in your sense.
You could own McDonald's if you made your coffee too hot.
Right. So, is there anything you're looking forward to tomorrow night, KJ and Nick? What is happening tomorrow night? I'm looking forward to Swerve and Fletcher. That should be fun.
I think that'll be a really good match. I want to see just ultimately, honestly, how they follow up Dynasty, because they undeniably, I would say, had one of the best match in AEW history on that show. Now, granted, they also had probably arguably one of the worst matches in AEW history on that show.
Facts.
But to have such a big, huge event and have it be kind of, for the most part, universally praised, whether it be just because of that match, whether it be because Swerve won, what have you, maybe you look over some blemishes. Now you've got momentum. Now you got to run with it. I handed you the ball, so now you got to run fucking 5-10 yards with it versus you take a fucking sack and lose me 5 yards.
Yeah, and we've been down this road before. You have to come off of your big pay-per-view, a new pay-per-view. You told the world at your media scrum that you thought it was wonderful. We did too, for a lot of it.
Right.
But this is okay. Now, where do you go with it? You got a new champion, you got new talent kicking around. What is your move? How do you make the shows more interesting? How do you pull people in? Are you going to continue just to book random bullshit and based on, OC and his friends getting together for a fucking hug it out? Maybe not. I'm a little nervous.
Well, and without sounding without the philosophical aspect, I'm excited to see what they do with Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. I keep calling him Jungle Boy, Jack Perry.
Yeah, Jungle Boy works. Dynasty. Yeah, and just remember, like the rating out of 10 when it comes to like Dynasty and NXT Spring Breakin', not the same thing. A weekly show opposed to a pay-per-view, different standard. So
right now,
yeah, and Dynasty was a good pay-per-view. It just wasn't the best pay-per-view ever. I'm so sick of hearing that. It wasn't. And as long as you're going to continue to book Jericho matches, it's going to pull down your rating. It's going to pull down your overall success. And it wasn't just the Jericho match. There was 3 straight that sucked. And they need to figure that out.
You can have a great pro wrestling pay-per-view in 2024 and have Chris Jericho on your card, respectfully.
Right. Well, that's somebody I saw a thing today of like, does AEW have the best in-ring product? And of course, there was a battle of yes, no. Listen, you might have booked, and everybody went to, well, look at Osprey. Look at Osprey. Yeah, you booked Osprey in a banger, but you got some sludge to get through to get there. So their highs are really high, but the drop-off is huge.
Yes, and again, I'll say this last talking point, at least for me on this. Like I said, when we were watching Dynasty, Tony Khan did nothing outside of sign people to get Daniel Bryan versus Will Ospreay. There was sign them and put them in front of a camera. There was no story built up. There was just great wrestler v great wrestler.
That match would have been the same match and the same quality of match, whether it was GCW, New Japan, wherever you booked those two in a match, it would have been like that. It would. That's what they would have done. Give it 2 weeks and Bianca. I think maybe Backlash for Bianca and Jade to be tag champs, but I could see it being a thing.
Yeah, you get all the French dudes out there with looking at Jade. Ho ho
ho. I like the NWA style. What do you mean? Style scheme.
Well, then he's got a ski. Taking them slopes.
All right, give it 2 weeks, and Bianca Jade got that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last call on the chat as we click through the last few. Shutting her down, calling it a night. We will be back tomorrow and all week long for all your wrestling needs. And we got more coming your way. We got interviews. We got original content. We got our drop special Thursday night. Don't miss that. But congratulations to Trick Williams. Whoop that trick. Should Ilia, we're not going to get into this big debate right now. I could toss a coin on it. Nick doesn't like it.
Well, I could actually talk about a thing, but
okay.
Well, no, not related to that. It'd be an entirely different side topic, but we were heading towards the door.
I could not answer your question.
Well, I could answer your question with another question is about the best I can do for you.
Right. Good night, Larry. Who do you think dethrones Athena? I haven't. Billy Starks. Should have done it 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to pack it in. Like I said, we're here all week long. Click all the buttons. Click all the likes. If you're feeling froggy, click share. Let everyone you know anywhere they're talking about wrestling, about the Wrestling for Life Network. We love doing these streams. We appreciate everybody out there. And yeah, Spring Breakin'. Not bad. New champ. Let's go.
Yeah, well, we're going to pop and lock it on out of here. But our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talk about the wrestling, put that full live with it.
See you on the flip side. Have a good night. Come back tomorrow.